Yo, what's going on, everyone? Welcome to a live show, a live stream, doing a DFS strategy video for the 2025 US Open. Welcome on in. I basically went over everything we typically do in a strategy video during the videos leading up to this. So there's really only one piece to talk about in the sweet spot process, and those are the marquee tee times. We can also talk about some more strategy pieces. You know, do we want to play Scottie Scheffler? I mean, there's a big conversation about Scottie Scheffler's price tag and whether or not he's going to pay off that price tag. So we can get into all of that, but you know what? I'm actually going to save the giveaway until more people come into the stream. I know I'm kind of stepping on toes right now. I believe Byron right now is still he's still doing his live chat or his live video, and I wanted to start this earlier because it is a major championship. So I will run the giveaway shortly, not right now, but let's just right away get into the we can get into the marquee tee times. And the first thing that I want to do is probably hit you with a transition. Excellent. Actually, let's go ahead and do that. All right. Marquee tee times, if you are unaware, if you are a first-time viewer, or this is the first time hearing of marquee tee times, basically what I like to do is look at the top 9 groups of a tournament, and usually they're in threesomes. They're paired in threesomes. So if that's even the correct word, paired in threesomes, paired is usually 2. But anyways, they're in a group of 3. And I'm going to show you the RBC Canadian Open right now. This was last week. So if I go ahead and I rank order these from top to bottom, there are a couple rules that I follow. So I want to look at the top 9 groups, primarily because that's how it just fits with the whole sweet spot process and the optimizer that I use. So if you were unaware, I do provide an optimizer that you can go and request at SweetSpotDFS.com. There's a link for it in the description of this video. Basically, I can only put 9 groups into that optimizer, so that's why it's limited to 9. Although, if I was to add one more, it would just be 10. I mean, if I was to add more, I would only add up to 10. So it's not even like, you know, 9 is really that much. But basically, here are the rules. We want to pair up 2 to 4 golfers from the marquee tee times into our lineups. We want to anchor around 2 to 4 golfers in our lineups. And on top of that, we don't want to play more than 1 golfer in a group. So if I go ahead and highlight this, so I'm going every 3 golfers, we are going to see something when we get down here towards Ryan Fox and Cameron Young. But these are all 3. These are all, I'm highlighting these in groups of 3. These are all the top groups at the RBC Canadian Open. So you don't want to play more than 2 to 4, and you don't want to play golfers in the same group. Primarily when we look at Ludwig Åberg, Luke Clanton, and Rory McIlroy, Ludwig was actually in the GPP winning lineup from last week, and he was paired with Clanton and McIlroy. They both missed the cut. Lowry was actually in a pretty decent group with Corey Connors and Robert McIntyre. He finished 13th. Burns was in a group with Max Homa and Sung Jae Im. Burns, he was in a tie. They went to a playoff, him and Ryan Fox. Sam Burns ended up losing. Ryan Fox won that event, but only Burns from his group was in the optimal lineup and really the only guy that made the cut. The next group was another good one. Nick Taylor, Taylor Pendrith, and Mackenzie Hughes. Mac Hughes was like 4th after round 3. So he had a potential, or he had the opportunity to push to try to win that event, but shot 72 on his last round and finished outside the top 20. Benny Ann or Byung-Hun An, Thomas Dietrich, and Keith Mitchell. It was Ben Ann in that group that ended up finishing inside the top 10 and also in the optimal lineup. These little black tick marks indicate the optimal lineup. So Sam Burns, Byung-Hun An. The next group, Harry Hall. I mean, we'd probably just skip that one. And then we get to the one group that breaks the rules. Ryan Fox and Cameron Young. Now, Ryan Fox was in the optimal lineup. Cam Young was not. Cam Young was also in the optimal lineup. Very few, very rare times from the marquee tee times do we see two or more golfers all in the optimal lineup. Very rare. I mean, it happens less than 5% of the time. So the fact that it happened here, so be it. I mean, it's the one time it happens. And then we had Hadwin, Clark, Rose, Hodges, Davis Riley, and Gary Woodland. Also notably, down here, Kevin Yu and Matt McCarty were also... No, they were not. Sorry. Oh, yeah. Matt McCarty and Kevin Yu were also in the marquee tee time, or the optimal lineup, and were paired together. So, RBC Canadian Open, really one of those events that just kind of did the sweet spot process dirty. When we go and review the optimal lineup versus the GPP winning lineup, the GPP winning lineup was really good. Scored 668 points to the optimal's 691. And the optimal left $3,100 on the table. Now, if you've been in this channel before, I never, I don't really advocate for that ever. It's too difficult to build a lineup and leave that much money on the table. It's just not, it's not a smart thing to do. So I usually choose not to do that. Now, really, when it comes down to it, if you follow the sweet spot process, will or could you take down a GPP? And of course, the sweet spot process meaning using $49,600 of the salary and above and following all the sweet spot rules, you would have scored 657.5. That was 10.5 points behind the GPP winning lineup. So no, you would not have, which is, I think this is the second week in a row that this has happened. Last week was easy to determine. That was a Scottie Scheffler. But I mean last week, I mean the week before the RBC Canadian Open. That was like a Scottie Scheffler type of filter. Like it just didn't work out because Scottie Scheffler changes everything when he is in a tournament, including this US Open we're about to talk about. Again, welcome in for those that are kind of wondering, like, why am I going over the RBC Canadian Open? It is because I like to review what happened in the past, or just briefly in the past, to show you why you want to follow the process moving forward. So that's kind of all I'm doing right now. But you can see that the golfers here highlighted in this green, or their salaries are green. That was the sweet spot optimal. It's just a few golfers behind the GPP winning lineup. And that GPP winning lineup, by the way, was phenomenal. One of the best GPP winning lineups I've seen this entire year. The closest to the optimal lineup I've seen in a long time. So congrats to the guy who ended up taking it down. Have no idea who it was. I didn't even take down the username, but the sweet spot optimal wasn't that far off. And if we just take finishing places, we tied the GPP winning lineup. Because we had first and second, we had a fourth place, we had a sixth place, and we had two guys that were in the 13th place. They just didn't score as many points as the GPP winning lineup. So, yeah, it's not a great tournament to show you heading into the US Open, but I will say this. If you follow the channel, or anybody that's in the chat right now that's talked about, or that has watched me talk about this, we go over this every single week. There's nothing to worry about when it comes to this being 11 points or 10.5 points behind the GPP winning lineup. We're just going to continue to follow the sweet spot process and move on to the marquee tee times. So that was, you know, the little review of the marquee tee times. from the RBC Canadian Open. We're going to get into the US Open, and then I'm going to not acknowledge everybody in chat. I see you guys. Thank you for being here. Let's go ahead and go over the US Open. So here's the thing. This is going to double down into building lineups, because that's primarily what I'm going to do in this stream, is build lineups for you guys. And I want you to pick 2 to 4 golfers to build lineups around, and then we will build lineups that way. So I want to talk about these golfers, and then we'll get into the giveaway. I'm going to do the giveaway right after this, the US Open giveaway, the weekly giveaway, the monthly giveaway. There are 3 giveaways to do, and we'll do that right after this segment. So I'm just highlighting every third golfer, or the groups of 3. The number 1 group this week is really no surprise, because it includes Scottie Scheffler. It is Scottie Scheffler, Collin Morikawa, and Viktor Hovland. So here's how this works. You probably already have an idea who you want to play. Most likely you have an idea who you want to play, or you have an idea who you want to fade. This is how I always read the Marquee Tee Times. Personally, for me, I like Scottie Scheffler. My power ranking of confidence goes Scottie, Morikawa, Hovland. And just coincidentally, that is also the same that goes with their price tag. Now, Hovland is almost half the price of Scottie Scheffler. That's just how crazy DraftKings ended up doing pricing this week. So there is definitely more strategy into picking your golfers this week. I just don't like. I trust Scottie Scheffler to finish inside the top 10 way more than I do Collin Morikawa or Viktor Hovland. And it would be by a ratio that would make up the price tags between each of those golfers. Like, do I have double the amount of confidence of Scottie finishing inside the top 10 than Viktor Hovland? Yes, I do. Now, obviously, DFS, PGA DFS has more strategy to that. You know, Scottie finishing in 10th place or 9th place doesn't really help you win a GPP, because if any golfer that's priced under him, because obviously he's the most expensive golfer, any golfer priced under him who finishes better than him that you can still build a pretty viable lineup with is automatically going to, beat any Scottie Scheffler lineup, because just of lineup builds. But you know what? I can't even say that. I was just in Byron's Discord talking about there's just nothing for certain. There's nothing certain about, if I go to, let's go to a different page just to show you the salaries from top to bottom. There's nothing certain that any of the 4 golfers just under Scottie Scheffler that's 10K and above will win this event. It's not for certain. And it's not for certain that any of those golfers are going to beat Scottie Scheffler. In fact, if we take all of the golfers that I'm going to highlight, all of these golfers right here, and say none of them finished better than 12th place, that means you still have to pick golfers from down here, and maybe these golfers end up winning one of these golfers wins the tournament down here in the 7 and 6K range. Now it kind of becomes, it doesn't really matter who you play up here. That's where it kind of comes down to, because that's also an aspect to PGA DFS. A lot of people are so focused on one of these guys winning the event, when in reality, any of these golfers down here could win the event. And if any one of those golfers, $8,500 and lower, or just $8,000 and lower wins the event, every single golfer up here is live. It doesn't even matter what their price tag is. The only time that it's going to matter is if we have 2 or 3 of these guys finishing better than Scottie. Actually, no. It's probably 1 or 3 of these guys. 1 to 3 of these guys finishing better than Scottie is the only time where a top 10 Scott Scheffler or top 10 or top 20 Scottie Scheffler doesn't outperform any lineup that's anchored around one of these guys. Because it's a very big drop off. If I just highlight everybody 8K and above, it's only 14 golfers. 14. Whereas if I go all the way down to 6K like flat, because that's where I think like Steven Jaeger, even Thorbjorn Olesen, I'll go actually down to 5,900. You know, I feel, I don't feel like super confident that like a Victor Perez or a Sam Stevens, you know, is going to be able to contend. But I think this is like the cutoff point. 59 and below, I really don't think has a really good, you know, like at all a chance to win the tournament. But anyone 59 and above, you have past US Open champions, you have past Open champions, you have past major winners, you have past PGA Tour winners. I think, and highlighting all these golfers, that's 70, 70, 14 golfers, 8K and above, and then 70 between 59 to 7,800. Now, obviously, we know calibers and we know how good golfers are. There's a very unlikely scenario where one of these guys doesn't finish inside the top 5. It's very unlikely, very unlikely. But when the arguments or the debates happen, like, well, Scottie Scheffler's too expensive and he's going to be too high owned. Well, I kind of went over this, discussing about. I used this tool on SweetSpotDFS.com. I just went into 2025 and checked out the SweetSpot Optimal. And the SweetSpot Optimal is the best lineup. Quite literally. It's not the same SweetSpot Optimal that I do on these spreadsheets. It is the best lineup that uses $49,600 of the salary and above. So if we go and we look, you're just going to see like 6 golfers at a time, right? So Canadian Open, Scottie didn't play in the Canadian Open. The Memorial Tournament he did. In the Memorial Tournament, he was in the SweetSpot Optimal. Scroll down to the Charles Schwab Challenge. He was in that tournament as well. Or is he? He wasn't he? Did he not win that one? Was he in the Optimal lineup? I'm trying to hold on. Just wait. Yeah. The Charles Schwab Challenge. He was in the Optimal lineup of the Charles Schwab Challenge. So, okay, SweetSpot Optimal. Hold on. Sometimes if the SweetSpot Optimal if the Optimal uses $49,600 of the salary and above, I have to find the second best lineup. So this is Scottie Scheffler, $49,600. He was in the Optimal lineup, which is the perfect lineup. The SweetSpot Optimal, yeah, scored 576. So I chose a different golfer, and I still chose a lineup that was better than the GPP that scored 536. So just want to throw that out there. Oh yeah, never mind. Sorry. Okay, so whew, that scared me for a second. My point was going to be invalid. So at the Memorial, he was in the SweetSpot Optimal. In the Charles Schwab Challenge, he was in the Optimal. So that's the last 2 events. He was in the Optimal lineup. In the PGA, he was in the SweetSpot as well as the Optimal lineup. Obviously, he didn't play in the Myrtle Beach. He also didn't play in the Truist Championship. CJ Cup, Byron Nelson, he played. He was in the Optimal and the SweetSpot. So that's the last 4 events. Memorial, Charles Schwab, PGA Championship, and CJ Cup. If he wasn't in the Optimal, he was in the SweetSpot Optimal. So that's 4 of 4. If I scroll down and we look at the RBC Heritage, he played that tournament and he was not in the SweetSpot Optimal, and he was also not in the Optimal. So now it's 4 of 5. Masters Tournament, he was also in that event. He was not in the Optimal, nor was he in the SweetSpot Optimal. So that's 4 of 6. The Houston Open, he was in the Optimal lineup and the SweetSpot Optimal. So now we're at 5 out of 7 tournaments. Go down to the players. He was there, but he was not in either of those lineups. So that goes 5 of 8. He was at the Arnold Palmer. He was not in any of those. So it goes 5 of 9. We go down. He was not at Mexico. He was at the Genesis, and he was in the SweetSpot Optimal. So now we're at 6 of 8. So we went from 5 to 7, 6 to 8. In the WM Phoenix Open, he was in that event, and he did not finish in the Optimal, nor did he finish in the SweetSpot Optimal. So now we're at 6 and 9. And then 18 T Pebble Beach Pro-Am. I feel like I miscounted. I had to have, right? Or 6 and 9. He was in this one, so that's 7 of 10. He was at the Farmers Insurance Open. No, he wasn't. Just kidding. He was not. I miscounted somewhere. because my original, when I went through Scottie Scheffler performances this year, it was like 7 of 12 events he was in either the optimal lineup or the sweet spot optimal. 7 of 12. That's over 50%. That's nearing 60%. It's pretty damn close to 60%. It's like 55, 57, somewhere in there. Whereas if you were to look at Rory McIlroy's performances, he won the Players, he won the Masters. Outside of that, I mean, well, first of all, Scottie Scheffler still hasn't missed a cut. I don't think he's missed a cut in the last 3 years. 2.5 for sure. But either way, so if you're trying to make the argument of playing Scottie Scheffler versus somebody else, I think it's a very difficult position that you're gonna be on, or you're gonna be put into. It's gonna be a difficult position. I always go over the perfect lineup every single week, and the fact that Scottie Scheffler is in the perfect lineup, when if we go to, which one was it? The Charles Schwab where he didn't win. I think that's what it was, right? Charles Schwab, he didn't win, but in the optimal lineup for 2025, yeah, he finished 4th, and he was $13,700. Now, to put perspective in that, if I just remove the optimal lineup, look at the salary difference: 13,700, and then the rest. Somebody in Byron's Discord talked about, well, yeah, but look at the field. There's like not any top tier golfers in that field, which I agree with. But I am kind of looking at the salary difference. You know, anybody would have made that argument with me. It's like, well, geez, you could save $3,700 and play a more balanced lineup that has more upside. Well, that's not how this DFS game works. That's not how golf works. Like, obviously, you can pick whoever you want. You can pick whoever you want. I go by numbers. I like to go by numbers. And quite frankly, I just think this is like I don't even know if Scottie's too expensive. I'm not sure if he's too expensive. That's 14,400. When there's a 5K range, I just don't know. I'm not positive. And by the way, just so you know, I've kind of gone on a whole big old tangent here. I do a price conversion because this 5K range that they included is very difficult to even go by. Like, in a normal event, I'd say 6,300 is the cutoff. This is where you would normally see the 7K range end. From 63 on down, 62 on down, I should say. That's where you would actually get into the true 6K range. I should have adjusted some of these, but normally you have about 5 10K golfers, you have 7 9K golfers, you have 10 8K golfers. That's pretty common in every single DraftKings contest. But look at this. I mean, you had 4 9K golfers, you have 5 8K golfers, and then you don't even have that many 7K golfers. We have 15, whereas we normally have 40. Somewhere between 38 to 42 that's how many 7K golfers you typically have. So if you do all that math, that's about 65 golfers. So if I just highlight the top 65 golfers, that's right to this point. Davis Riley, top 65 golfers right here. Drops into the it's almost like flat 6K, stone min 6K. So it's not even, when we see 14.4, it already is an uncommon sighting to see somebody that expensive. And then on top of that, to have these price tags drop so precipitously, it's like, well, it's just not a normal week. I'm not going to overreact to 14,400 when the 7K range should be where the $6,300 golfer is. And normally 7K is, you know, kind of the end point of quality golfers. And then you get into some really chaotic and untrustworthy golfers in the 6K range. So, all right. I said my piece on that on Scottie Scheffler. I'm not sure it really matters that he's 14,400. And in group 1, I'd much rather play Scottie than any of those other golfers. In group 2, I know it was a long tangent to get back to the marquee tee times. My apologies, but I think it's worth it, especially in the strategy video. We need to figure out what to do with Scottie Scheffler. Tommy Fleetwood, Keegan Bradley, Harris English. Yeah, Captain Keegan with Tommy Fleetwood and the Harry Ish. I like all of them. I like all 3 of them. And all 3 of them can be paired with Scottie Scheffler. Not all of them together, but any one of them could be paired with Scottie Scheffler. I got no issue playing any of them. Ludwig Oberg, Hideki Matsuyama, and Adam Scott. It is very easy to make Scottie Scheffler lineups and include Hideki Matsuyama and still feel somewhat good about yourself because Hideki Matsuyama is a major champion. He also, you know, he thrives at US Opens. For whatever reason, he just plays well at US Opens even when he's in bad form like he is this year. So I'm not saying that you can expect him to do well, but I wouldn't write him off. He's been playing pretty poorly up until now, but I wouldn't write him off. And then Adam Scott, I don't know. Adam Scott, $6,600. That's relatively easy. And I almost made the thumbnail of this video of Scottie and Ludwig because they're kind of my favorite combo of golfers to put together. It seems ridiculous because Ludwig is $9,600 and Scottie is $14,400, but you can still make quality lineups anchoring around those 2 golfers. Going into group 4, it's Rory, Shane Lowry, and Justin Rose. If there was ever a needed boost for Rory McIlroy, it would be pairing him up with Shane Lowry. Now, Shane-O, I like to call him Shane O'Mac, just, you know, wrestling. Shane O'Mac, he played well at the Canadian Open. He was paired with Rory in that event. Actually, hold on, timeout. Wait a minute. Maybe he wasn't. I'm thinking of something wrong. Yeah, he was not. They were close to each other. It was Shane Lowry, Corey Connors, and Bobby Mack. Anyways, I can't remember the last time they were paired up together, but I feel like Rory thrived. Was it the Masters? I'm not going to have that information off the top of my head, or currently, like I'm not going to open up the Masters spreadsheet to go look at it, but Rory and Shane-O, they are friends, and I think I think Shane usually plays worse when he's with Rory, and Rory typically plays better when he's with Shane. So again, if there was ever a needed boost, there you go, you got it. And I'm not going to talk about Justin Rose, by the way. Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, Minwoo Lee. I'm not a big fan of Minwoo this week. I'm also not a big fan of Brooks Koepka. And Justin Thomas, when we get to building lineups with the optimizer, that has the optimizer loves Justin Thomas. So take that for whatever it's worth. I know some people in chat, they absolutely love Justin Thomas. Or not love, they love when the optimizer is on a certain golfer more than others, because usually when we disagree with the optimizer gets to make fun of us in the end. So we'll see. I don't know. This is one of those times where, hey, we haven't really seen JT for a while. I mean, he didn't play last week. He was at the Memorial, so never mind. He did not play well at the Memorial. We'll talk more about JT when we get there. Group 6 is Sepp Straka, Tyrrell Hatton, and Sung J M. They're all in the 7K range, and they're all fine. I don't mind playing any one of them. The next group after that is Tom Kim, JJ Spawn, and Taylor Penrith. Yeah, not super great. I'm not very confident in playing Tom Kim. JJ Spawn, maybe. And Taylor Penrith, $6,500 for Taylor Penrith seems criminal and viable to build lineups with. So he's going to be a glue piece. I'm not going to really anchor many of my lineups around him, but it could work out. This is a peculiar group. So Bryson DeChambeau with Xander Schauffele just together probably should be up in the top 3 of the best groups in this US Open. But they're paired with, whenever I listen to John Rahm talk about this guy, I'm like, where are those letters coming from? Because I would have imagined his name is Jose Luis Ballester, but I heard him say something completely different. And I'm unsure how you say his name. I just don't know. But he brings those other two guys down. Jose, by the way, is mostly known, or what's the word? He's infamous for urinating in Ray's Creek at the Masters, which is insane. But he did it. He did it. I don't hate the group altogether. And actually, I had to give a boost to Jose in order for this group to actually be inside the Marquee Tee Times. It just seems criminal to not have them in the Marquee Tee Times because Bryson and Xander are just good enough on their own. Here, I'll show you. I do have the model all the way over to the right. It is just written down in spreadsheet format, basically. So points for all these specific stats. For Jose Ballester, I had to give him 100 points. This little out column right here, I had to give him 100 points just to boost up his score. Actually, I had to give a lot of the live golfers boost, like Brooks Koepka, because they don't get any of the recent form stats. They also don't get any of the PGA Tour stats, like their little upticks or anything of the sort. So I needed to give them boosts that were somewhat equivalent to where they would be on the PGA Tour if they were still playing on the PGA Tour. So I just want to be transparent with that. But either way, they are in Group 8. And then the last group is Joaquin Niemann, Daniel Berger, and Bud Cauley, which I like that group. I actually like the possibility of one of these golfers from this group to be in a GPP winning lineup. And I know a lot of people are gravitating towards Niemann, but if, let's say you were to start your lineups with Scottie Scheffler, if you went Scottie and Niemann, you basically have to ignore anyone else that's 8K and above. So you would have to grab some of those 7K golfers. Now you'd be able to grab a little bit more high quality 7K golfers, but Daniel Berger, I don't find to be a terrible replacement for Joaquin Niemann. Same goes with Bud Cauley. Like Bud Cauley is probably one of my favorite plays this week at $6,100. And the fact that he's in one of these Marquee Tee Times, I love it. It's great. So those are your Marquee Tee Times. I'm going to go ahead and highlight these all by threes again, because I want you guys, well, one, screenshot this if you need to. Screenshot the Marquee Tee Times, because I'm going to ask you guys to pick 2 to 4 golfers from the Marquee Tee Times to build your lineups around. And then we'll get into building lineups here. We're also going to do the giveaway very shortly. Hey, by the way, if we get up to 25 likes, I will give out YouTube memberships. And YouTube memberships are good because Wednesday nights I go live for my members on YouTube. And we get into very specific stats that I don't get to get into during the strategy video. So let me hit chat up. I see a bunch of you guys in here. That's awesome. AJ Love, what's going on? David Steele, how are you doing? Lombardi Lee, what's up, man? Joe Walton's here. What's up, man? Appreciate your analysis and insights. Good luck, everyone, this week. Let's have a winning week. Hell yeah, man. Ethan Sarr, what's up, Ethan? You wouldn't happen to be Ethan Sarr from northern Minnesota, would you? 8 Game, nice to see you back. Happy Tuesday. Wheels Up, how are you doing, man? Sam Stevens, your favorite value? I like Sam Stevens too this week. John Bizzle, what's happening, man? Nice to see you. Denny Barry's here. How's it going, Denny? We play Scottie, plain and simple. QA aside from the standard stats, like driving distance and accuracy, what bizarre data note thought, what data note / thought process could give an edge in DraftKings this week, even if it's based on a personal opinion? Standard stats? Aside from the standard stats. Let me think about that. I'll get back to you. Jim Lemoyne, what's happening? AJ says, show me the money. Yes, let's see the money. Joe says, I like that combo a lot as well. Are you talking about Scottie and Ludwig? Ethan goes, nope. Okay, I just had to check, man. Josh Mads, what's up, man? Fairways hit percent. Yeah, so in a roundabout way, so going back to wheels up question, I'll go ahead and... Hey, don't give me your 2 golfers just yet. Don't give me your 2 golfers just yet. I'm gonna pin this message so you guys can see what I'm reading and what I'm answering to. Bryson Anderson, best of luck to you as well. Okay, so I honestly, wheels up, I'm probably, so I don't really put in a lot of Millie Maker lineups, but I think the Millie Maker lineup that I will make this week, by the way, I build mostly just random lineups. I completely followed the optimizer and I just spread out my exposures to what I feel comfortable playing. So I'll just start off with that. But the one thing that I'm going to care about a lot this week is past PGA Tour winners. You can put a lineup together with 6 golfers that are past PGA Tour winners. And I mean, each one of you guys can do this type of research on your own. Fairly simple. You can also go to SweetSpotDFS.com and do the exact same thing. I use the round by round stats to check this out. So I like to look at, you know, like I did this on one of the videos that I did earlier in the week. I went Scott Piercy. I was like, has Scott Piercy ever won an event? So Scott Piercy, you see this position after, just go to 10. Put this at 10, round 4, 10. That means after round 4, what was his position? So I wanted to see, you know, of all of his finishes, has he ever finished inside, you know, like the top 10? Has he ever won a tournament is actually the question I was trying to answer. Has he ever won a golf tournament? And I guess I can't go back further than 2016 from this. I guess I can't. I need to create a new tool that allows us to go further back than 2016, because this tool here takes into account the birdies that they have. So I just realized that I need to have one that goes further back. I don't have birdies and eagles. Like, I don't have that data that goes back further than 2016, but I do have results that go back further than 2016. Do I have a specific stat that would help me find this information? I don't think I can do it here either. I go by finish? Yeah, my data. Okay. All right. Yeah, I need to create a new tool. I need to create a tool just for results. I don't have that. That's annoying. I should have known, but we're never really looking that far back in time. Okay, so for like Scott Piercy, you can't really do that. I think Scott Piercy has won on tour. Let me double check. Anyways, you can Google it. That was kind of where I was getting to. You could go to PGAtour.com. You can look it up there. Oh, he has 0 wins, but he has 4 career wins. Results. Oh, not. Oh, whoa, 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 whoa. How about just all time? I'm pretty sure he's won on tour, right? 1 win, 2014, 2015. Tell me where you've won. PGA Tour, you can be better with your stats. I think it was, oh. I think he won at Shriners, if I remember. Barbasol. I see. One of those alternate events. Okay. Either way, I'm looking for PGA Tour winners. That's kind of the stat that I'm going with. As like an ancillary stat. It's not a big stat. I'm definitely not putting all my eggs in that basket. But the reason I chose Scott Piercy is because I wanted to know where in the hell on the 2016 leaderboard, like how did he finish second at this event? Scott Piercy's not known as bombing the ball. He's not known as being an elite golfer. I also think Scott Piercy, was it him and Scott Brown were second at Zurich in 2017, 2018? I think they had a chance to win and then just didn't. Anyways, I know Jim Furyk has won on tour. Shane Lowry has won on tour. Maybe he hadn't yet. So that's also something to think about. Sergio had won on tour. Brendan Grace has won on tour. Like all of these guys that are up here, except for Daniel Summerhays, has won on tour. So it's like that. And you can't really compare apples to apples from the 2016 US Open versus this one. But because it's a major championship and because it's going to take an elite skill set or elite focus, elite preparation, just everything needs to be, you know, perfect. That's kind of what I'm more interested in playing. And even if we look at last year's, this is last year's US Open. Bryson has already won on tour. McIlroy's won on tour. Tony Finau's won on tour. Cantlay's won on tour. Matthew Pavon, believe it or not, has won on tour. He won the Farmers Insurance Open. Was it in 2024 or 2023? One of the two. Decky has won on tour. So too is Schauffele. So too is Henley. So too is Connors. And Davey Boy Thompson. His first win was last year after this event. So that's something to keep in mind. First or second year guys that have high upside that might win an event in the future, you could kind of think about them. You know what? Davis Thompson, he had finished second at Myrtle Beach, and earlier last year at the American Express. Was it that year or was it the year before? He finished second to John Rahm. So, like, high winning upside is kind of what I'm going to care about. Shane and Rory played on the same team in the Zurich 6 weeks ago. True, but I think they also played. They played together in a recent tournament. I can't remember what it was. I don't know if it was the PGA Championship, but I'm just not going to open up a bunch of spreadsheets to try to find it. Anyways, nice to see you, Joe Mama. Let's go ahead and get into that giveaway, huh? I'm sure a lot of you guys have been waiting for it. Let's do this giveaway, and then we're going to get into building lineups. I'll bring up that last page once again. So I had a total of 43 total entries. And by the way, everybody who is subscribed, new subscribers, appreciate you guys subscribing. We got there. I hope we stay there. I don't want people just backing out just because they go from 850 to 851, or we're at 851. So awesome. So that means we're adding another. Okay, we're at an even $20. This giveaway is worth $70. $70. I know this is going to sound a little ridiculous, but I'll let people buy tickets into the giveaway right now by becoming a YouTube member. So pay to be a YouTube member. I will add you guys right down here. I'll give you guys 3 minutes. I'll put the timer on the screen. I'm gonna switch it to here. If we don't, no worries. If you are late to the party and you want in on this giveaway, that's kind of, it's a last call. Because you can't really go and comment on the videos to help my, I mean, you could. I guess you could. You could go and comment on videos. I added them all before jumping on. Okay. In the meantime, actually, before we do the giveaway, how about this? Let's hit two birds with one stone. Here are the 2 to 4 golfers, but I already paid. Yeah, but Ryan, that's fine. I mean, you had all the opportunity to go comment on any of the videos. You've been here before. you know the whole criteria that comes with it. I'm just talking about absolute brand new guys that are watching this stream for the first time, that are here for one purpose and one purpose alone, and that's just to get information or to win the giveaway. And Ryan, you didn't even comment on any of the videos. I don't think you have an entry into the US Open. Anyways, for those that want lineups built, 2 to 4 golfers that you see on the screen. 2 to 4. You've got Scottie, Colin, Victor, Fleetwood, Bradley, English, Ludwig, Matsuyama, Scott, Adam Scott, that is, Rory, Shane Lowry, Justin Rose, Justin Thomas, Brooks Koepka, Minwoo Lee, Sepp Straka, Tyrrell Hatton, Sung J M, Tom Kim, JJ Spawn, Taylor Pendrith, Bryson, Xander, and Jose Louis, and Joaquin Neiman, Danny Berger, Bud Colley. Pick your 2 to 4 golfers you want your lineups around. Well, I'm sorry to hear that, Ryan. Okay. We're going to go ahead and run the giveaway. So we're $70, 70, 43 total entries. By the way, if we get to 15 likes, I'm going to give away, or not 15, sorry, 25 likes. If we get to 25 likes, I'm giving away YouTube memberships. YouTube memberships. So you guys can watch tomorrow's live stream for my YouTube members only. All right, we're ready. We're going in. We're doing this. Drum roll. John Bizzle, congrats, man. Congratulations, John Bizzle. That is so $70 is yours, man. 70. John, you and I have discussed this before. You said you want to save up for t-shirts. You most certainly can do that. I mean, you've got $75 to your name now because you had the $5 weekly giveaway from a while ago. 75 bucks, man. And just to show you guys that this isn't rigged, just picks different names. Look at that, 1 entry. Some of those guys had just had 1 entry. John had 4. Look at that. Just going through all of these, just different names, man. I should have actually moved this over one because you can't see the whole names. Anyways, congrats, man. Congrats to John. John Bizzle. I need a shirt ASAP. With that, you can actually afford all 3 of the shirts that I have because they're $25 each. I have 3 different t-shirts. I can certainly send them to you, or you can bank them, or I can send you. I know you don't have PayPal, Venmo, or whatever, but if you get them, I can send you that money. Okay, So not only do we have that, we also have the weekly giveaway as well as the... No, we don't have a monthly giveaway. I don't know why I said that. We just have the weekly giveaway. I said monthly earlier. I did not mean that. Okay. I had 13 total entries from the Canadian Open. I forgot to do a second roll call. So we only have one roll call and then the YouTube comments. So people who went in there and left YouTube comments. So here we go. We have our second giveaway. Here we go. AJ Love. AJ Love wins $5 for the weekly giveaway from participating in the Canadian Open. AJ, I know your information already. I can send that to you after the stream. So congrats to John. Congrats to AJ. Let's get back into the strategy video. Sounds good, John. And just a reminder for those that, you know, if you can't make the videos and watch the videos, I understand. But if you see a posting, or even if you just know, because I do this every single week, if you just go in and just click on the video and go comment, you have no idea how much that helps in the YouTube algorithm. Just by providing a comment, it will boost my video out there for other people to watch. So if you can just remind yourself, you know, obviously, you know, most of the time during the week, I go live Tuesdays. Well, if there's ever a moment, especially these major championships, I do this every single time. I'll put out videos leading up until my live stream. Just go in there, leave a comment. Go yo, go hi. Type the number 1. Like, it doesn't matter. YouTube doesn't matter. They don't care what kind of comment you leave. They don't care how long you've watched. They just want to know that you participate on the channel, basically. So, would I ever consider making a hat? I have. I made 4 hats. They're just expensive. I wear the hats around. But they're like $33 a hat, which is pretty expensive if I were to pay for a bunch of hats to be made. But if I put in an order and people want to buy hats, I can certainly do that. If people are interested in buying a hat, just if you can cover you know, like 35 bucks of it, I don't mind paying the little extra with shipping. But yeah, they're $33 a piece, so that's why I don't do it. All right, so everyone in chat, if you want me to build lineups using the SweetSpotDFS optimizer, here are the golfers to pick from. 2 to 4. You want to pick 2 to 4 golfers and don't pair any of them up in the group or in the whatever. Leave them in chat. I know Ryan Henson already did. Bryson Rahm was his pick, so I'll go ahead and put that in the chat. I'll pin it up to the top. Bryson Rahm. And then he said Fleetwood, whatever, but we'll do that later. I see AJ put his in there too. I see Lombardi put his in. Tim Tulos is in there. Ethan's in there. Perfect. Okay. So here's how this is going to operate. I am giving you 3 minutes. I'm going to build lineups for you, and we're going to do it in 3-minute increments. If I can get you 10 lineups, wonderful. If not, then we are just going to be left with what we have. And on top of this, when I am building lineups for you, if there's a particular golfer you don't like, just tell me kick and whatever their name is. So I think Justin Thomas will be selected a lot tonight if you guys have the salary open for him to be selected. If you don't like Justin Thomas, just say kick JT, kick Thomas, kick Justin, just so I know who you're talking about, and then I will kick that golfer out of the lineup. By the way, I really like the idea of pairing up Bryson and Rahm together. That is in my dummy lineup. You can pick between Fleetwood or English. I like them both. Well, maybe they'll just be selected without me even trying. And then that's where you have the perfect lineup. Okay. Here we go. First lineup is being built right now. We get Bryson, John Rahm, and then Colin Morikawa. So there is a ton of value in the 6K range. And by the way, 2 of those golfers are considered 7K golfers when it comes to the SweetSpot process. I will talk about this after I build lineups for Mr. Henson. This is from our live stream Wednesday night, members only. I have a pool of golfers to pick from. We'll go over that after this. I like this lineup. Great lineup. Next lineup is Bryson, Rahm, JT. Like I said, Justin Thomas will be selected. Adam Scott, Pendrith, and Aaron Rai. Doing that 10-10-9 start. Bryson, Rahm, JT, Connors, Grazerman, and Bud Cauley. Yeah, I like Bud Cauley this week. Connors, by the way, considered an 8K golfer. An 8K golfer. So this is technically a 10-10-9-8-7-6. Which you don't really see most weeks. That's just how crazy pricing is this week. Bryson, Rahm, JT, Denny McCarthy, Taylor Pendrith, and Max Grazerman. Interesting. Okay. So since we haven't seen Fleetwood or English, we'll go ahead and put Fleetwood in a couple of these. I'll build 2 of them with Fleetwood, and then I'll go 2 with English. So you can't build lineups with Fleetwood. Don't know what is causing that to happen. It has something to do with the buckets. But the Harry Ish, where was he? Right down here. Group 2. Okay. Pick Thomas. Gotcha. And by the way, if you guys aren't caught up on the stream, make sure you hit the live button down there to the left. By the way, Mr. Henson, this also doesn't work. There are buckets that I'm sure are getting in the way. I don't know which ones they are. Is it strokes gained 2? No. So they're all in last week's 6, but we do want last week's 6. What else are they in? Recent form 1. Is that it? Yeah. We want a max of 2 golfers from the recent form 1 bucket. And I think both Tommy Fleetwood and Harris English are in that bucket. Oops, I didn't mean to block them out completely. I want to double check on that. Hold on. I'll give you your time back. Is he really that good? Group 2, Harris English. Recent form 1. Has he been that good? Just barely. Oh my God. 19.50. Just barely. You know what? I'll expand it, because if I go to the 2016, actually, I don't know if I want to. There were only 3, and I mean, it was Brooks, Jason Day, and Dustin Johnson that had good recent form coming into the event. Just those 3 dudes. And I bet you couldn't build a lineup with those 3 guys back then. Maybe Brooks. All right. Here. I'll open it up. We'll do a couple with each just so you have them. But just know it doesn't follow the SweetSpot process. So you get Bryson. Okay, you said kick JT, so we'll kick JT. Like I said, Justin Thomas will be picked a lot tonight. Bryson, Rahm, Shane Lowry, Tony Finau, Sung J M, and Harris English. There's one. Suppose we got to kick someone out, don't we? I'm going to kick out Sung J. And you get Jason Day. Wow. Oof. That doesn't look that great. So that's a possibility. I'm going to kick out Tony Finau. Just want to see it change up. Okay, this is good. Shane Lowry, Henley, English, and Pendrith. Let me go ahead and lock in Tommy Fleetwood. See what kind of lineups we can build with Fleetwood. We get Bryson, Rahm, Fleetwood, Henley, Grazerman, Sam Stevens. What a fantastic lineup. That looks really good. Deserved of one of these. Great lineup, man. Bryson, Rahm, Fleetwood, McNeely, Pendrith, and Grazerman is the next lineup, and that one isn't terrible either. Okay, I'm gonna actually cross those guys out and change the recent form bucket back to 2 and continue building your last 2 lineups. Bryson, Rahm, Lowry, Connors, Ben Griffin, Taylor Pendrith. So that's a lot of Taylor Pendrith also. Oh, geez. 66% of your lineups have Taylor Pendrith in it. I don't hate it. I don't hate Taylor Pendrith this week. I just wouldn't want that much. And then it rounds out with Bryson, Rahm, Oberg, Batia, Grazerman, and Eric Cole. That's a bold lineup. I don't hate it. I don't love it. That is crazy. Crazy. All right, let's move on. Bryson, Rahm, okay. And AJ Love wants Sam Burns and Harris English. We're going cheap. You want to see what the optimizer picks up top, don't you? Crack Drafter, what's up, man? What is Opto spitting out as optimal? Like the absolute optimal lineup? Could show you that right now. The number 1 lineup without any anchors. We're not anchoring anything in. You get Xander, Justin Thomas, Tommy Fleetwood, Corey Connors, Sam Burns, and Sung J M. If you want to kick out Sung J, here's your next lineup. Which is, this one looks fantastic. Xander, JT, Fleetwood, Connors, Griffin, Sam Burns. I would play that lineup in a heartbeat. That looks so good. All right, let's go ahead and bring back Harris English, Harry Ish, and Burns, right? Yeah. All right. Your 3 minutes are on the clock, sir. Second one looks amazing. I know. That one looked really good. Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa, Justin Thomas, Sam Burns, Jason Day, Harris English. If I know one thing about drafting Jason Day or playing Jason Day is don't play too much of him, so we're going to kick him out. Xander, Morikawa, JT, Burns, Wyndham Clark, and Harris English. That's... yeah, that's iffy. By the way, AJ, are you in the chat? I think you're here, right? Yeah. Xander, Morikawa, JT, Burns, Batia, and Harris English. I don't hate it. I'm going to go ahead and kick out JT for you. 3 lineups with JT. Rory, Xander, Burns, English, and Ryan Gerard. Wow. Let's go ahead and kick out Sung J M. Clark is broken. Yeah. Just one lineup. Just was... we already building lineups? Yeah, Philip. So I covered all the content that I typically do in these strategy videos in the videos that I posted leading up to this stream. So we don't really have to talk much about anything else. We have already done it. Rory, Xander, Ben Griffin, Sam Burns, Harris English, and Ryan Gerard. Let's go kick Ryan Gerard out. I do like Ryan Gerard this week. I think Gerard plays hard golf courses well, but I don't want that much exposure to Ryan Gerard. McIlroy, Schauffele, Connors, Burns, English, Sam Stevens. You get a lot of Rory Xander. How do you feel about that? Sam Stevens will get the boot. McIlroy, Schauffele, Straka, Burns, English, and Johnny Vegas. Wow. There's a lineup. Hey, these are all PGA Tour winners, by the way. So when I was telling you earlier that that's kind of what I'm targeting, this lineup would fit that mold. Next lineup is McIlroy, Schauffele, Ben Griffin, Burns, Harris English, and Bud Cauley. Hell yeah. Sign me up. I am going to kick out Ben Griffin, though. I like Ben Griffin, but that's a lot currently being selected. Not a big fan of Rory, but he is second in the world. Well, we can also just kick him out. But kicking out Ben Griffin, now we get Xander Schauffele, Colin Morikawa, Patrick Cantlay, Sam Burns, Harris English, and Max Grazerman. All right. I'm going to kick out Max Grazerman and hit your last lineup. We get McIlroy, Schauffele, Minwoo, Sam Burns, English, and Mac Hughes. I'm going to kick out McIlroy. Just give you one last lineup that you can either take or leave. Does not matter. It's Xander, Morikawa, Cantlay, Burns, JJ Spawn, Harris English. Okay. I'm going to delete that one. Those were some interesting lineups. I'm not sure I'm sold on any of them except for... Which one was it? Probably this one. I like this one out of all of them that we built the most. This one's actually very close. I also like that one. And this one's a close third. Okay. All right, moving on down the list. We go from AJ to Lombardi Lee. Lombardi, are you in the chat? Let's see, after Lombardi. Gonna be Tim Tulos. And then Ethan. And then Wheels Up. Okay. Lombardi is here. All right. Like I've been saying to everyone else, if there's a certain golfer that keeps showing up and you don't like them, tell me to kick whoever that golfer is. I'm not going to pretend to know. If you were just to say kick, I'm not going to pretend to know. So just tell me the name you want kicked. And like I said before, it's most likely going to be Justin Thomas. It's going to be selected in your lineups. So throwing that out there as a warning. Here we go. Timer's on the screen. 3 minutes. First lineup is McIlroy, Fleetwood, Hovland, Connors, Burns, Sam Stevens. That one's a good lineup. That one's sexy. Very good lineup. Next one we got is Xander, Tommy Fleetwood, Victor Hovland, Sepp Straka, Corey Connors, and Sam Burns. That's another really good lineup, man. Let's see here. We need to kick somebody out. Let's kick out Corey Connors, I guess. Feels bad, but I mean, I don't know who else. I don't want to kick out Xander this early. Xander, Fleetwood, Hovland, Lowry, Ben Griffin, Sam Burns. Another good lineup. This time, well, I'll kick out Ben Griffin. Edward? Okay, sounds good, man. Xander, Tommy Fleetwood, Victor Hovland, Straka, Finau, Burns. We know I don't really care for Finau that much, so let's go ahead and kick him out, and then I'm going to kick out Xander if he shows up one more time. But he doesn't. Rory, Fleetwood, Hovland, Burns, Batia, Grazerman. That is a high upside lineup. Ooh, I like that lineup a lot. A 10, 2 9s, and 3 7s. I know it doesn't look that way on here, but with the price conversion, that's how it works out. McIlroy, Fleetwood, Hovland, Burns, Ryan, Gerard. That's a good lineup too. And no Xander. If I see Xander one more time, he's getting the boot. There he is. But it's a great lineup. Wow. Xander, Fleetwood, Hovland, Straka, Henley, and Sam Burns. You know what? I like this lineup a lot. Very good lineup. Okay, so let's kick out Xander. Try again with a couple other ones. Rory, Fleetwood, Hovland, Burns, Adam Scott, and Max Grazerman. You know what I should have done? I need to give y'all a complimentary Scottie Scheffler lineup. Do we think that can work with these golfers he anchored? Nope, can't happen, can't work out. So there it was. that was my attempt at getting you a Scottie Scheffler lineup. Instead, we get Rory, Fleetwood, Hovland, Sam Burns, Adam Scott, and Max Grazerman. We have a duplicate somewhere. Oh, I saved that one already, so that was already created. Okay, we gotta kick out somebody, and I think that's gonna be Adam Scott. Adam Scott gets the boot. And ooh, I like this lineup. Rory, Fleetwood, Hovland, Burns, Sungjae Im, and Steven Yeager. And you get one more because we had that duplicate in there. No Scheffler, interesting. McIlroy, Fleetwood, Hovland, Burns, JJ Spawn, and Grazerman. Okay, those were some solid lineups. So here are your lineups. Lombardi Lee, Rory, and Xander. That is what we were cooking with the entire time. Pretty solid nonetheless. Pretty good. Okay. Let's move on to the next one. You're welcome, man. It was Tim Tulos. Tim, are you here? DeChambeau, Morikawa, Justin Thomas. Look at that. He selected the core that was being selected. Was it for AJ? Pretty good, man. You're gonna have a lot of high upside with these lineups. Track drafter. Rory back with his old driver. Should be ready. Oh, is that true? That's interesting. Tim is here. There we go. I just pulled up my soundboard. This is what I should do whenever I call your guys' names. Once you say here, I should give you guys like a little entrance music. Tim Tulos in the chat. I think I'm gonna do that from moving forward. All right. McIlroy, Fleetwood, Hovland. Nope, that's not right. That was last. Let's run the optimizer and hit the timer. Jeez, rookie mistake. Bryson, Colin, JT, Burns, Sungjae Im, and Ryan Gerard. We haven't built that lineup surprisingly, but we've seen those names. Then we go DeChambeau, Morikawa, Thomas, Burns, Scott, Grazerman. Okay. Walk to the ring. That's right. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Thomas, Im, Aaron Rye, and Grazerman. Okay, that's a lot of Grazerman. I don't hate it. The thing is, Grazerman has not yet won on tour. But if we feel like he could win sometime in the next couple years, not an issue. Okay. I like this lineup a lot. In fact, I'm going to give you a song for that lineup because it is sexy. However, that's too much Grazerman. Too much Grazerman. So he's being kicked. He's getting booted. And we move on. It was that lineup is fantastic though. Bryson, Morikawa, JT, Burns, Im, and Sam Stevens. I'm really liking this start here. DeChambeau, Morikawa, JT. That looks so good. Looks really good. Can I please have Guns N' Roses, my favorite band? Sure, AJ. You know what? I'm gonna hit the, hold on, just wait. I think that's what we're gonna do in this channel. Moving forward, I'm gonna have theme songs for the guys that have their lineups built, that want a theme song. Whenever you hit here, I will give you a theme song, but you have to email me the theme song. And if I can find it on the soundboard, I will do it, or maybe I'll just create my own. But I think that would be fun moving forward doing that. AJ, screen share looks so clean. Where do you pull your data from? AJ, appreciate you being here. So I scrape my data from several sites, several reputable sites I'm not sure I'm supposed to say I scrape them from. Data Golf is one of them, by the way. The screen share, however, that is just through OBS. That is this program right here that I'm looking at. You get to see, you get to peer into the abyss. But this program is awesome. So I get to see what's going on. I get to read the chat, by the way, through that. And I get to also read the chat through YouTube. Anyways, all right. As for salary and ownership, DraftKings. Everything's through DraftKings. All right, I'm gonna put that timer back on for you, Tim. You were at like a minute 30, but I'm gonna get you your 10 lineups and then move on. Let's see, what did we have here? Okay, so this is a new one. Bryson, Collin Morikawa, JT, Burns, McCarthy, and Taylor Pendrith. That one's a good one. John wants 3 golfers. Oberg, Straka, and Griffin. Okay. This next lineup this is sketchy. Only because Cam Young is in it. But Bryson, Morikawa, JT, Burns, Young, and Pendrith. That one's fine. Got no issue with it. Bryson, Morikawa, JT, Burns. Okay, so do you want that much Burns? Because you didn't anchor around Burns. I just want to make sure. You know what? I'm going to kick out Burns. I like Burns this week. I think Burns is just in a good spot moving forward. But your last 2 lineups, let's make sure that's not just straight Burns. And we get a Novak sighting. Okay, I like that. Bryson, Morikawa, Thomas, Finau, Pendrith, and Novak. I'm gonna kick out Finau. Actually, I'll build one lineup. If Finau's in it, then I'll kick him out. He is, okay. Eric Cole, that's okay. I don't mind missing out on Eric Cole. He's not really known to be an accurate golfer, and he doesn't hit the ball super far, so... Hey, here we go. We get a Canadian connection. We go Bryson, Morikawa, JT, Corey Connors, Taylor Pendrith, and Nick Taylor. It's a lot of Canadians. Okay. And then one more, maybe, just in case you didn't like that one. Yeah, don't really care for that one. I'll save it, but that's only to push the lineups down. All right, Tim. Those were your lineups, man. Built you 10. Moving on. Ethan Sarr, are you in the channel? 3 good Canadians. AJ says, feel free here and kick Thomas. He's already just like, nope, I've seen enough Thomas. I don't want any of it. I want nothing to do with JT. You got it, man. Feel free to answer this later, or I can type into comments after stream, but what would you say is the most valuable action to learn in Excel when it comes to creating models, pulling data, etc.? Oof. Oof. Damn, dude. No Jati. You got it. Wait, what? Ethan. Okay, so you want Thomas kicked out of your, I see, out of your original. I got it. I wasn't sure. I'm like, wait a minute. This makes no sense to me. Fleetwood and Hideki. AJ, that is such not AJ Love, AJ in here that asked me about Excel. That is an interesting creating models. You should go check out some of my previous live streams. Road to the Masters is what I called it. It was my my video series, putting together data, pulling data, all to go onto a website. Like, honestly, that was I spent, what was it, like 12 videos? I probably put 12 videos out there. Road to the Masters. Whoa, we can't be playing that song. Let's go ahead and put this one on. Yeah, go check out Road to the Masters video series. AJ Love, yeah, I know nothing about Excel, only guitars and singing. No, the other AJ in chat that's asking about Excel. Anyways, all right, my bad. Ethan Sar, we are on to you, sir. We got your golfers loaded in, and here we go. First lineup with Collin Morikawa, Fleetwood, and Decky. We get, wow, Xander, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, Cam Young, and Max Grazerman. Hot damn, dude. Wow. Well, we kick out one JT and we add a new one, JT Poston. I don't hate it. So still, that's too much Max Grazerman. One more and I'm kicking him. Yeah, we just switch it around. We get Grazerman with Novak. Okay. I am going to kick out Grazerman. That's too much Grazerman. I do not feel comfortable playing that much Max Grazerman. Guy is phenomenal off the tee, but not going there. Xander, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, J-Day, and Ryan Gerard. That one's fine. Not a huge fan of J-Day, but still could do worse. Scheffler, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, Robert McIntyre, and Ryan Gerard. That's a really good lineup. Here, I'll give you one of these. I'll give you one of these for that. Oh, yeah. That was a good lineup. Moving on. We go Xander, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, Wyndham, Clark, and Sam Stevens. Seems like a waste for a Sam Stevens lineup, but you never know. Wyndham Clark could turn it around. Now we're at too much Wyndham Clark, and this one's kind of a throwaway lineup for me. I would not trust that one. I will say this too, everyone in chat. I've been wrong many times before, especially a lineup like this. It is worth mentioning. What was it, last year, I think? Ryan Henson was in the chat, and I told him that a lineup looked really ugly, but could probably win you a GPP, and then he ended up winning a GPP with it. So, yeah, anything's possible. This lineup is possible. I don't love it. I don't like it, but it could win you thousands of dollars. I like this lineup way more. Ryan Fox and Gerard to go with Xander. So the question is, do you like that much Xander, Ethan Sar? If you don't, we got to kick him out. You get C. Woo, Kim. I'm going to save this one, and I'm going to kick out Xander just to try to be ahead of the time. Morikawa, Fleetwood, Koepka, Matsuyama, Cam Smith. Wow, what an interesting lineup. This is the most unique lineup of the night so far, and I bet you it'll be the most unique lineup at the end of the night. You get Koepka and Cam Smith. I didn't even try to put those guys in there. And we get Koepka once again. Morikawa, Fleetwood, Koepka, Matsuyama, Ben Griffin, Sam Burns. Oh, I see what's happening. The optimizer's not happy with me. 49,100 being, and that was 49,200. So technically, this means the optimizer's breaking. It is trying to build lineups, and it's not happy. Wow. Really? Yeah, when it breaks the rule of trying to be over 49.6, yeah, I don't know what's going on here. Which one did we just kick out? Xander? So Xander's absolutely necessary? Which bucket? Last year one, maybe? No, Fleetwood's in it. Matsuyama's in it. No, that's not it. We're not talking about sixes, because Fleetwood's in that one, so too is Matsuyama. I don't have a one on course history. I don't have ones on course history at all. Strokes gain stats? No, nothing there. I have no idea. 1, 2, and 3. Group 3. Interesting. Xander was in group 8. I didn't... Super interesting. I don't get it. I'm going to kick out Morikawa and just see what happens. What is being selected that isn't currently being selected? Oh, that lineup without Morikawa in it is pretty powerful. You get Xander, Rahm, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, Pendrith, and Gerard. Holy crap. All right, so what's going on? Why are we picking Brooks? What's happening with this Brooks? It was Brooks being selected. Cam Smith was selected. $7,200. What's going on? What is the commonality here? Last year twos? I don't have last year twos in there that need to be selected. I have no idea. Oh, is it strokes gain 1? Is that what's happening? You have strokes gain 1 here, here, and Morikawa would be a strokes gain 1. That's only 3. Why are... Oh, man. I have no idea. I honestly have no idea what's happening. But moving on, so it looks like you need Xander in your lineup for whatever. You need Xander in your life? I don't get it. I don't know why that's... whatever. Xander, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, McNeely, and Echeverria. That one's fine. And do I need to build you one more? I mean, if you want to leave $800 on the table, I think that's fine. But let me build you one more, just in case you don't like that Brooks lineup. Yes, why do you hate Tony Finau? Here, I'll answer that question here shortly. Xander, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Matsuyama, McNeely, and Rasmus Højgaard. Okay, yeah, I like that one a little bit better than that Brooks lineup. That one's pretty good. Okay, my bad, dude. I have no idea why the optimizer just was having an issue with that, but it was. All right, Ethan, those were your lineups. Let me see here. I just recently started building dashboards and would love to see what I learn to help with my DFS game. Thank you, and I will check out those vids. Subbed. Awesome, dude. Appreciate you. Obviously, like, the best scraping method is to figure out Power Query and figure out how to pull from websites. Let me just do a quick tangent to everybody. It's not going to take long. So if you can also learn how to do macros are what saves me a ton of time every single week. So I have a sheet that looks like this. I have all of these little red buttons. Let me take down the timer. These little red buttons down here in the bottom left of the screen, those are my update tabs. So basically what'll happen is I'll put in the ESPN results into here. And then I'll also put the Data Golf sheets that they provide you that you can download right there. And then I'll also put the DraftKings information right here. So this is post-tournament stats, and these are pre-tournament stats. So DraftKings allows you to export a file after the contest has been done, and even during, you can still export that during. So you can go ahead and do that. And then here, I have these buttons up here that are built around macros, and they fill in all of the tabs that I have that go into my database, because that saves to a different sheet. If I hit one of those buttons, like the append button, that goes to a different spreadsheet and it gets all saved there. That then gets uploaded into my Power BI, and then that's what loads into the website. So it's a long I mean, it's probably the quickest process that I could do, just being a one-man show. So okay, those are some good lineups. And going back to Base J, why do you hate Tony Finau? There's something about, I think of mentalities of golfers. I like strong psychological people. Tony Finau is not one of them. He might like to, well, you can tell he's not one of those guys. Primarily because he's a squirrely person, like just personality wise. If you watch the Grant Horvat YouTube thing that he did with Tony Finau, it just doesn't seem like he's a serious enough golfer. And it's not to say he isn't serious. It just doesn't seem like he's serious enough to be the, because he has so much potential. He shortened his golf swing because he can't control his long swing, which is, how can you not figure that shit out? You figure it out. Outside of that, it's putting. His putting is atrocious. Figure it out. I mean, the guy is what, 6'5", 6'3", 6'4", somewhere in there, with probably a wingspan that's like 7 feet. So he's got these long dangly arms that's why he uses those short putters. Just go outside the norm. You're an outside the norm type of person. Well, first of all, I like him just to figure out how to hit a driver hole, because he would be such a more high caliber golfer if he just added the 20 yards he could by taking a full swing. He'd be so much better. And then get a longer putter, for Christ's sake. You don't need to bend over and then dangle your arms down that far. Get a chin sweeper. Anyways, I just think he's an unserious golfer. I don't, and anytime I play him where he should be like, he should excel, he always disappoints, just like Jason Day. I say that with Jason Day helping me win a GPP in the past, but still, same thing applies. If you depend on Jason Day, he's going to crush your soul. Same thing applies with Tony Finau. He will crush your soul. If you like him because of his personality or his faith or whatever reason that you like Tony Finau, wonderful. then that's your guy. But I just don't think he's a serious enough golfer for me to be happy playing him. My 2 cents. Love the rant. Yeah. No, I'll play him too. I'm one of those guys that I need exposure to everyone at least once. I need at least one lineup with everybody. Because I'll be building like probably 200 lineups this week, most likely. It'll be probably it might actually go up to like 240. Which just reminds me, I need to make sure I'm in some lineups. I need in some contests, I mean. By the way, these contests are filling up fast. So if you're not in some of the contests, go and sign up as quick as you can. They go by quick. Okay. All right, I'm back. Let's do this. That was Ethan's lineups. Now we're on to Wheels Up. Wheels Up, are you here? Is Wheels Up here? Crack Drafter, I'm sorry. You were asking about total ownership. I don't know. Are you asking what this is here or anything on my spreadsheets? By the way, these are not, this is currently keeping track of how much we've picked a certain golfer just during this building lineup section. And this is just max exposure. So I have everyone set at 100%. There is no projected ownership on here whatsoever. Here, but with my core of Sam, column M, can I lock both Sam Stevens and M 100%? Yeah. Oh, it was for one of the teams. I see. I'm sorry. Okay. My core of Sam, column, and M. Can I lock on both Sam? Yeah, no, you those will be locked in, man. So whoever I lock in, you said Colin. Unless I'm misunderstanding you, but it's Colin, Sam Stevens, and Sung Jae, right? So Sung Jae. When I lock these guys in, they're locked in. Nothing will change. Yes, I like Sam Stevens a lot this week. Sam Stevens, by the way, if you didn't watch any of the videos that I posted, here is the cheapest golfer I'm willing to play. Who I like a lot. Chris Scottie. Sneakily, I don't understand how this is a possibility, but if I'm going to take this down and we'll sort by here. Actually, no, I'm going to sort by this. Bogey avoidance. I just updated this week. Bogey avoidance. Chris Scottie is third. He is third and by far hits the ball further than anybody else. Is he the most accurate? No. If we were to do a strokes gain breakdown, these are his season stats right here. Not so much a season. This is a full year's worth of data. So tee to green, he's barely a positive. Very much a positive on off the tee, not so much on approach, not so much around the green, and not so much with putting. Fact of the matter is, for the season, his bogey avoidance is this guy right here, is low, and his birdie or better is not super high, but I'm not looking to get a ton of birdies. This is his last 7. This is the last 7 weeks, not his last 7 weeks, but these are the last 7 weeks of his data. Smashing it off the tee, a 0 on approach. And in case you have no idea how strokes gain stats work, if you are smashing the ball off the tee, which if you look at Scottie, this is nuts. But if you're smashing the ball off the tee, you do not have as big as a window to gain on approach as anyone else, unless your name is Scottie Scheffler. And then the inverse happens, and you can see that here with Shane Lowry. Shane Lowry is obviously playing a little bit better than Chris Scottie, but their approach, like This equals 1.014 ball striking, and this equals 1.7. So it's obviously better by quite a bit. Shane's approach is much better. But yeah, around the green is pretty good. Putting's not terrible. Chris Gotterup, guess what? Is a PGA Tour winner. He won Myrtle Beach last year, and that's good enough. So, and Chris Gotterup missed the cut last week by 1 shot. I think he went 69-69. Yeah. Scoring average 69, low round 69, 2 rounds under 70. He had 100% round under 70 percentage. Putting kind of killed him, but that's great off the tee and great on approach. So anyways, that's kind of my sneaky play, Chris Gotterup. And then also when it comes down to that low price range, Chris Kirk. It's a disgusting name. No, I don't mean like in a way that his name is terrible, but it is just one of those names you don't feel comfortable playing. But he kind of fits the Scott Piercy theme from 2016. Coming in with bad recent form, mostly known as an accuracy golfer, has won on tour before. I don't mind going to Chris Kirk. And the reason I mentioned those 2 names is because Sam Stevens is here in the $5,900 range. I do not mind going down into this 5K range for the names I just mentioned. I think a lot of people are going to be very excited to play Matt McCarty. I like playing, I said this during the Canadian Open, I like playing Matt McCarty when the fairways are wide and the greens are huge, much like you saw at the Black Desert Championship. And he played pretty well. Oh yeah, by the way, that reminds me of this right here. I forgot to mention this. Wednesday nights, I go over the combo buckets, 7K combo buckets. I want to find golfers to pair up. So anybody that's in chat that has been here and watched those Wednesday night live streams knows that this is what I do. The beginning of every video, we go over this and I say, select 1 to 3 golfers. And in this section, we want 1 to 2. In this section, we want 0 to 2. Thomas Dietrich almost got there, but you had Matt McCarty and Lee Hodges both finishing inside the top 10, and they were part of winning lineups. One of them had Matt, the GPP winning lineup had Matt McCarty, and the guy in 3rd place for the drive the green had Lee Hodges or something like that. So this 1 to 3 was perfect. Definitely hit. So it doesn't matter. This is what I go over Wednesday night. And you got to be a member. You got to be a YouTube member. You got to be a white tier member and above. And by the way, if I get 6 more likes, we're at 19. If I got 25 likes on this video, I give out 5 free memberships. So we can make it happen. We can give away memberships tonight. But it's really up to you guys. Hit the like button. Flop leg on Gotterup. Who are our top 10 distance off the tee? Top 10 distance off the tee. This doesn't include live golfers, just throwing that out there. But you've got Nicholas Norgard Moeller, Rory Mack, Rasmus Højgaard, Minwoo, Chris Gotterup, Woodland, Wyndham Clark, Trevor Cone, it was just a cone, Cam Young, and Ludwig Oberg. That's their top 10. Luddy-duddy. All right, let's get back to building lineups. Sorry to keep you waiting, Wheels. But you wanted Colin, you wanted Sung Jae, and you wanted Sam Stevens. Perfect. All right, I'm going to put the timer on the screen. Here we go. What's going on, Charlotte Harden? Nice to see you, man. Bryson, Colin Morikawa, JT Burns, Sung Jae, and Sam Stevens. All right. I'm kicking out, I mean, that lineup is great, by the way. Super good. Who do we, I'm just gonna kick out Thomas for now. You tell me if you want him back, or whoever you want kicked out, I'll bring someone back. But we're kicking out JT. We bring in Finau. Bryson, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Finau, Im, Stevens. I will kick out Tony Finau. Maybe that's how we should do this going forward. You just tell me to bring back somebody. I'll kick somebody out, you bring back somebody. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Henley, Sungjae Im, and Sam Stevens. We'll kick out Henley. And I'm going to do one more Bryson lineup before I kick out Bryson, I think. Or two more Bryson lineups. We just add Ben Griffin to this one. You get DeChambeau, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Ben Griffin, Sungjae. Okay. It almost feels like Bryson might be necessary. Nope. Xander, Morikawa, Ludwig, Sam Burns, Sungjae Im, Sam Stevens. Pretty solid. Luddy Duddy's in there. Okay. I like that. I don't know who to kick out of this. I'm just going to kick out Sam Burns. Just because. Bring back Byron? Who do you mean Byron? I don't know. There's no Byron in here. You talking about Bryson? I didn't kick out Bryson. The optimizer did it. Xander, Morikawa, Ludwig, Corey Connors, Sungjae, and Sam Stevens. It's pretty good. I'm gonna kick out. Guess I'm gonna kick out Corey Connors. Autocorrect, yes. Okay. Xander, John Rahm, Morikawa, Sungjae, Taylor Pendrith, Sam Stevens. See, this is where I like the optimizer the most, is when it just builds random lineups or just has like different golfers coming in here. I'm gonna kick out Pendrith. Let's see what else it does. Xander, Morikawa, Patrick Cantlay. Yeah, and Keegan. You get Captain Keegan in this lineup. This is the first time I've seen this optimizer do this for you guys. Normally it's just very narrow focused, but I'm kicking out all the right golfers apparently. Let's kick out Bradley. Time's up, but I'll build you two more lineups. Morikawa, McIlroy, Fleetwood, Im, Gerard. Ooh, I like that. I like that lineup a lot. I like it so much. You get whoa. That's a fat finger. You get one of these. That's how much I like that lineup. Last lineup. We do that one? We did. Here, I'll lock in Bryson just for you. Since you told me to lock him in, I'll lock him in. And we go Bryson, Morikawa, Oberg, Im, Denny McCarthy, and Sam Stevens. Okay, that was good. That was a good one to end on. For Wheels Up's lineups. We had a duplicate in there? Oh, we already built this lineup somewhere down the road. Okay. Maybe that's just the perfect lineup then. Bryson, Collin Morikawa, JT, Burns, Sungjae, Sam Stevens. Interesting. I didn't see that I had a dupe. All right, Wheels. Those are your lineups. Joanne, what's going on? Nice to see you in there. Put in Bryson and Neiman. Are those the golfers you want to anchor around? Your favorite live golfer this week is Neiman. Okay. You are welcome. Charlie Karn says, my son had his first high school game tonight. Double off the wall. A double off the wall. Fist at bat. First at bat. There you go. First at bat. I got you. That was awesome, dude. All right, Wheels Up. Those are your lineups. We are on to... Not sure. Ah, Philip. Philip Hall, are you in the chat, sir? You know what? I forgot to do this. All of you guys, we still do weekly giveaways. And next week is no different. Did I? Oh, I put it down. Right, I got rid of it somehow, some way, some reason. Get rid of that one. All right, ladies and gentlemen. Who is the winner this week? You get an entry into the weekly giveaway next Tuesday night. Who is your winner? Give me your winner, and you get an entry into the $5 giveaway next week. This is the first roll call. We're a little late. We're an hour late, but here we are. Give me your winner. Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Bryson for the win. Joanne has Bryson. John Bizzle has Bryson as well. AJ Hope, nice to see you, man. We got 3 AJs in the chat. AJ Love, man, you're getting pushed out, man. Shot like going with Burnsy. Smart man. Jim Lemoyne with Rombo. I like it. Victor Hovland for Lombardi Lee. Okay. Interesting. You want to know who my pick is? Scottie Scheffler. I know I'm going on a huge limb with that one, but, you know, winner's got to win, man. Ah, Wheels Up says Neiman. Oh, yeah, I did miss yours. You were so quick. All right. Anyone else? You already know. Base J. Oh, that's awesome. I didn't know Tony Finau was your pick. I just thought that's who you're going with. You're rolling with them just to add to your lineup. Okay. I'll let you all just catch up with that. We are on to Philip Hall. I didn't see him in the chat. So Philip, if you're here, wonderful. If not, I'll build you your lineups. He wants Keegan, Fleetwood, and Bryson. So we did, I mean, we haven't done those lineups together, but we did build a couple that did have Keegan, Fleetwood, and Bryson. No, we just did one. It was just one. Never mind, just one. Here we are. Put a timer on the screen, and I'm going to build these lineups for you. Just breaks. Oh my God. I see why. Already Keegan Bradley in group 2 with Tommy Fleetwood. Somebody always does this every single week. Somebody does this. All right, let's build 5 without Tommy Fleetwood and 5 with Keegan without Tommy, and then 5 with Bradley without Fleetwood. Ryan Henson comes in with Adam Schenk. That's just a punt play. You're doing it for family value. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Bradley, Connors, Ben Griffin, and Sung J.M. Not bad. Bryson, Morikawa, JT, Bradley, Grazerman, and Ryan Gerard. I like that lineup. Bryson, Ludwig, JT, Keegan Bradley, Cam Young, and Grazerman. I'm going to kick out Grazerman. Too much Grazerman. Actually, you know what? I'm going to put his ownership at, let's put it at 25%. So that way when you are all coming in here, we'll see one Grazerman lineup every once in a while. But we'll go ahead and move on. DeChambeau, Cantlay, Justin Thomas, Keegan Bradley, Sung J M, and Mac Hughes. Okay. Decent. We replaced Mac Hughes with Andrew Novak. I like that. So it's Bryson, Cantlay, Justin Thomas, Sung J M, and Novak. Okay. So now we kick out Bradley and we bring in Tommy Fleetwood for the next 5. We get Bryson, JT, Fleetwood, Finau, Connors, Adam Scott. Wow. That is different. And we replace Adam Scott with Denny McCarthy. I'm cool with that. I don't know if I want to keep seeing the same thing over and over again. Which we did. Brian Harman. First time seeing Brian Harman's name on the screen. All right, I'll save that one. And I'm going to kick out Corey Connors. We'll leave Finau in just for Base J. Just to have Finau in there. Sung J and J Day. And now I'll kick out Finau. Give me something different. Should probably kick out Justin Thomas, actually. This is a great lineup. Let's do a non-Justin Thomas lineup, though. It's a lot of JT. Like I told you guys, the optimizer loves Justin Thomas this week. And we replace him with Colin Morikawa. Another good lineup. It's a really good lineup. Okay, cool. That one was already built, though, by the way. We already built this one somewhere. That's fine. That was a dupe, so we'll just delete it. And that works. That was Philip Halls. Philip, if you're in the chat, sometimes I know, I don't remember who it is, but someone likes to disappear when their lineup gets built, so they have 0 influence on it. I don't know if that's Philip or not, but Philip, your lineups are built. Alrighty. We go from Philip to Edward Urtiaga. You usually know how to pronounce names. Urtiaga. I think it's got to be Urtiaga or no, it wouldn't be Urtiaga. Bryson and Tommy Ladd. So what's interesting is I don't know if this is collective think or group think, I should say, but we are coming across this trend in a lot of our lineups. And I'm not saying this is bad. These are your lineups, so you get to build these lineups. But like, you know, we get Bryson Fleetwood, and maybe it's just the optimizer doing this, and this is just, you know, me kind of overthinking it. Yeah, I guess it's me overthinking it. Never mind. It feels like I've seen it a bunch tonight, but I haven't. Well, here we go. JT missing the cut this week. It's definitely a possibility. I mean, the guy, I've always been on his case for not hitting a straight ball off the tee when I don't think it's that difficult for him to do. He just tries so hard to shape shots and try to hit the ball further than what his body's capable to allow him to hit it. It's just like, just stay within your game, dude. Just hit your little buttery cut down the middle of the fairway. Figure out how to be more like Colin Morikawa. And go from there. He's trying to be cool. He's trying to be like his idol Tiger Woods and just try to rip driver everywhere and finds himself in the thick cabbage everywhere. Sorry, pal, you're not as strong as your idol Tiger Woods. All right, Edward, I don't know if you're in the chat, but if you are, the timer's going on and we are building your lineups. Bryson JT, Fleetwood, Finau, Connors, and Adam Scott. That's a ball striking team if I've ever seen one. Maybe outside of Bryson. And that's a duplicate, by the way. We've already built that lineup on stream. Bryson, JT, Fleetwood, Finau, Griffin, and Taylor Pendrith. Okay. I'm going to kick out Finau shortly. Bryson, JT, Finau, Connors, Grazerman. Let's kick out Finau right now. Bryson, JT, Fleetwood, Connors, Im, and Bobby Mack. Okay, I don't hate that one. We'll kick out JT now. DeChambeau, Cantlay, Fleetwood, Lowry, Im, and Ryan Gerard. I don't hate it. Actually, I like that lineup a lot. Finau, look at that. That was a Freudian slip. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Henley, Im, and Sam Stevens. 10, 9, 8, 7, 7, 5. 7, 7, 6, actually. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Connors, J-Day, and Bud Colley. I like that lineup. Wow, we already have a third duplicate in here. Okay. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Lowry, Day, and Vegas. All right. Don't hate it. So far, JT has been replaced by Colin Morikawa, and that's what we see again. Bryson, Morikawa, Fleetwood, Day, McNeely, Mav McNeely, Taylor Pendrith. I will kick out Morikawa from this one. So it's very interesting. The optimizer is liking two golfers that have just been absolutely horrendous recently. Not so much horrendous, but up to their potential. Justin Thomas and Colin Morikawa. So maybe it's good enough reason for us to go back to those golfers, but ugh. DeChambeau, Cantlay, Fleetwood, Lowry, Im, and Eric Cole to end it out. Let's do one more. Still get Cantlay, still get Fleetwood, Henley, Sungjae, and then Mac Hughes. Okay. That was just kind of a bonus one to push down the lineups. 3 dupes so far tonight. All right, Edward, those were your lineups. Why is the metric so high for the golfers on such a tough course? So part of it has to do with, if I go to the spreadsheet, and this, you also can find this on the cheat sheet, by the way. So the cheat sheet right here, same thing you're going to see that I have in mind. You can look at the model that I have all the way over to the right. So I put points into OWGR because I do want the top of the golfers to get separated from the bottom of the golfers, like exponentially. Oh, not so much exponentially, but just I want a buffer. But then I look at 3 grass stats. This would be our POA stats. These would be our bent grass stats. Normally, if we don't have a second grass, everyone's stat is like, it's 15 and 35 and 37, but because there's a second grass and some of these golfers are really good at it, their score just gets bumped up a little bit more. And I do tournament history, bogey avoidance, birdie or better, driving distance, and it's recent form, DraftKings average. I water this down. Scottie is by far and away better than everyone else, but I water it down. And this is just based off the last 7 weeks. Then it's their finishing position, their average finishing position. The best golfer in the field will always have the top score. And then this is weighted down. Actually, no, it's just whoever has the best recent form. And then it's also their scoring average. So whoever has the best round by round scoring average will get like top marks there. And then it's just season long average DraftKings points. So the top guy will be at 100 and then everybody is then scaled down from there. Scoring average is the same thing. Round under 70, cut made percentage, and DK top 10s. And then I did add points for some of these live golfers just to be competitive with the golfers next to them. So Scottie, just like, he has 100 points across the board. He is the best golfer for these stats dating back the last 365 days. So it's 500 points. Rory McIlroy has 459 points, so he's 40 points behind Scottie. But yeah, a lot of the main reason is there's a second grass stat, and that just kind of boosts everyone's score. If we didn't have a second grass stat, then that wouldn't be included. That the scores would be slightly lower, and then that's about it. Everything else would pretty much stay the same. So, anyways. All right, Edward, we got your lineups done. John Bizzle. All right, John has Oberg, Straka, and Griffin. That's the next guy I have on my list to build lineups around. Let's see, who else do we have? Base J would be next. No JT. You got it, man. Oberg, Straka, and Griffin with no JT. Okay. I have 4 yeses. Let's not have a yes for JT. All right. Timer is going on the screen. Here we go. 23 likes. We need 22 more likes in order for me to give out 5 YouTube memberships. 2 more likes. First lineup is Bryson, Oberg, Straka, Connors, Ben Griffin, Sam Burns. Pretty good. See, I see 2 likes away. Maybe someone liked it and then disliked it. All right, so you want a Griffin. So we got to kick out somebody. Let's kick out Corey Connors. First lineup's with Bryson, though. Second lineup's with Bryson. Bryson, Oberg, Straka, Finau, Griffin, Sam Burns. Okay. Let's kick out Sam Burns. And we get Xander, Oberg, Fleetwood, Straka, Griffin, Gerard. Gerard will get the boot just naturally. And it's Bryson, Oberg, Fleetwood, Straka, Griffin, Vegas. Solid. DeChambeau, Oberg, Lowry, Straka, Griffin, and then Grazerman. Let's bring back Sam Burns and kick out Finau. And we go with Xander, Oberg, Lowry, Straka, Griffin, Sam Burns. I'll kick out Sam Burns again. I feel like we just built this lineup. DeChambeau, Oberg, Lowry, Straka, Griffin, Grazerman. We did. Okay. Let's kick out Grazerman. Rahm, Oberg, Fleetwood, Straka, Griffin, and Pendrith. Ooh, I like that lineup a lot. Pretty good. And let's kick out Fleetwood. Tommy Lad. And then we get Bryson, Oberg, Lowry, Straka, Griffin, Batia. Don't hate that one. What's up, Trey? Nice to see you. We just been building lineups this whole time. DeChambeau, Oberg, Straka, Bradley, Griffin, and J-Day. Okay. Hit that like, Trey. Bryson, Oberg, Lowry, Straka, Griffin, and Aaron Rye. All right, those round out your lineups. All in all, not bad. Pretty solid, actually. Bryson is getting a ton of love in this chat. This chat wants Bryson lineups. Okay. Base J, are you still here? Ooh, we hit 25 likes. There we go. Base J, 25 likes. All right. I got to open up my pocketbook. Here we go. 5 memberships going out there. Boom. JK Lawrence. BG Littleneck. Wheels Up gets one. Look at you, Wheels Ups. Oh, Bizzle, you got hosed again, man. Well, if we can get let's get if we can get 10 more likes, for sure I'll give away 5. If we get or another 5. If we get another 5 likes, I'll consider it. By the end of the stream, I'll consider giving out 5 more memberships. Okay. Base J. Rom. Bryson and English. No 6Ks or 5Ks. This will be interesting. All right. 0-6 and 0-5s. This will be difficult. This will be challenging. Primarily because the 7K range goes down to $6,300. Base J, is that okay with you? You know what I can do is I can just put no's for everybody. I can put no's all the way down. No, oh, no 6 and no 9. So are we talking like 5Ks? Okay, so we did that, and then I can go ahead and just put 0 here. I think, yeah, that works out. So it's like there'll be 0 SweetSpot 6Ks. Let's just call them that. And SweetSpot 6Ks would be $6,200 and below. Or I can go through and just X out everybody else that you don't want. No 5K either. Yeah, so I mean, like, because since Harris English is in this zone, well, if I were to go in the optimizer and just hit, cancel out everybody, it won't work, I don't think. But you tell me, is this what you want? Just a bunch of no's all the way down except for Harris English? Where the hell is he? Is that what you want? Something like that? Where it's just all no's from $6,900 and down? Okay, sounds good. You got it. Let's see if we can build lineups. It might break. It does. Okay. Is that because I have this set to 1? Let me double check. Still breaks. Okay. So I'm going to do the SweetSpot 6K, which is 6,200 and below is the SweetSpot 6K. We'll see if this helps. It might not. It doesn't. So following those rules that you have applied, based off of all the bucket conditionals that we have in here, we can't build a lineup. It's trying, but it just won't. It might not even be... I don't know. Let me just double check something. It might just break altogether. It does. Why? Do we need one 9K golfer? Is that why? Oh, is it a... I think I know why. Oh, it still breaks. Okay, what do we have that's more than what needs to be chosen? I don't see anything here. Or with this guy and with this guy. Course history 2s maybe? Is that it? Yeah. So... But there aren't many in between. That should be fine. Recent form 1s? Is that it? Oh, it's recent form 1s. Ah, I see. All right, you know what? I'm gonna do this. We'll make it 3. I think this will help like right away. Okay. Yep. All right. So we'll go back to what you wanted. I'm not entirely sold on there just having to be 2 recent form 1s, but yeah. Okay. Let's try this again. Smoky CA, what's going on, man? Smoky California, I'm guessing. And you are welcome. Thank the YouTube gods, because they're the ones that did it. Completely random. Bryson, Rom, Lowry, Finau, M, and Harris English. There's one. Now we get to just cut people out. So I'm gonna cut out Sung JM since you like Tony Finau. By the way, anybody who's interested in getting gifted a sub, you see the SweetSpot gift that's up there? Click on that right now. If you click on it, it'll give you an option to say allow gifted or allow gifted memberships or something like that. You got to make sure that's selected on your account. On your account in order for you to get a gifted membership. So if you just drill down on the little 5 little sign that's at the top of the chat, this little guy right here, there should be an option here for you. It's not on mine because I'm the host and I already have it enabled. So anyways, back to your lineup, Space J. We get DeChambeau, Rahm, Finau, Connors, Ben Griffin, and Harris English. We'll kick out Ben Griffin. DeChambeau, Rahm, Lowry, Finau, Wyndham Clark, Harris English. Just did that. Sweet. DeChambeau, Rahm, Henley, Finau, Minwoo Lee, and Harris English. Okay, so we're actually building some unique lineups. I like this. We're going to kick out Minwoo. I'm letting Finau be there as many times as he can be. Bryson, Rahm, Finau, Connors, Cam Smith, and Harris English. All right. Getting real different. Cam Smith getting the boot there. And then it breaks. We got you 5 lineups following those rules. Actually, you know what? We can get you more. Pretty sure we can get you more. We just got to kick out Tony Finau. And we go DeChambeau, Rahm, Lowry, Griffin, M, and Harris English. It is not a duplicate, thankfully. I'll kick out Ben Griffin. Trey will be back in a few. Sounds good. We probably already saved that one. No, we did not. That is not a duplicate, but we had to use Cam Smith again. And then it breaks. So we got 7 lineups out of the deal. That's probably as good as we're going to get, Base J. So if you wanted to be very specific, there you go. Let's see, Finau with Sung Jae. We kick Sung Jae out, and then we get Finau and Connors. There probably aren't many other unique lineups we can actually do. So I'm not really going to try. We'll keep it there. 7's pretty good for how strict the rules are that you had. Plus we had to break some rules. Hopefully you're able to use one of those lineups, or hopefully you like one of those lineups. Okay. Jim Lemoyne, are you here, sir? Base J, you're welcome, man. Jim Lemoyne's one of those that likes to hide when lineups are built. So he has zero influence on the lineups being picked. All right, Bryson, Rahm, and Neiman. Wow, okay. All right, here we go. Jim is here. There we go, Jim. It just breaks right away. Is that because of the recent form? It must be. So live golfers, I get it. Those that played well at the PGA Championship are gonna be. I get it. All right. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Henley, Pendrith, and Nick Taylor. I don't hate it. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Finau, Cam Young, and Aaron Rai. Okay. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Connors, Thompson, and Aaron Rai. Not bad. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Finau, Harmon, and Max Grazerman. The Grease Trap. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Im, Denny McCarthy, and Aaron Rai. Do you like that much Aaron Rai, Jim? It's a lot. That's more than I'm comfortable with. I'm kicking him out. You can tell me to bring him back, but I'm kicking him out for now. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Henley, Pendrith, and Christian Bezuidenhout. Wow. That is interesting. Super interesting. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, McIntyre, Poston, and Taylor Pendrith. I like that lineup. Pretty good, man. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Finau, Benny Ann, and Thomas Dietrich. I like that lineup. Okay, that actually, I'll give you one of these for that one. You saw Raya's ending fairways hit? Leading? Bryson, Rahm, Neiman, Tom Kim, Bobby Mack, and Max Grazerman. Okay. Bryson, Rahm, Neiman, Siwoo, McIntyre, Adam Scott. Ooh, I like that lineup. I like that lineup a lot. Those technically are 10 lineups for you, Jim, but there's 20 seconds left. Yeah, he's accuracy off the tee. Okay. DeChambeau, Jan Rahm, Joaquin Neiman, Justin Rose, McIntyre, and Adam Scott. I don't hate that lineup either. All right, one last one. Second in fairways hit. Okay. Ooh. Bryson, Rahm, Neiman, McIntyre, Dustin Johnson, and then Taylor Pendrith. All right. The optimizer got there. First Dustin Johnson lineup built tonight. Got there. And I'm deleting it. I don't want that bad juju on my optimizer. Come on now. All right, Jim. Second behind Kawa. Jim, you are welcome, sir. Went to the bathroom, and then shortly after I found out I was gifted this. I guess I'll see you tomorrow night with pride and glee. You are welcome, sir. Again, thank everyone who liked the video, or I shouldn't say thank everybody. Thank you for everyone who liked the video. But the YouTube gods, they gave who they thought was proper or whatever. I don't know what I'm saying. Right. Trying to find the next person in line for lineups built. I think it was Joanne. Joanne, are you still here? DJ. Blah. Oh, there's Joanne. Joanne's in the chat. I call and she answers. Bryson, Rom, Neiman, Griffin, getting real specific with it. Okay. Joanne with the black badge. I like seeing that. Tony F versus Matt F for this US Open. Do you have a bet? Thanks to the red and white tech gods. Yeah. All right, Joanne. Bryson, Jean Ram, Yako, and Griffin. All right, so these are the hottest golfers for sure. So I'm gonna have to actually bump. Oh, I guess Ben Griffin wouldn't be the. Okay, interesting. But we keep the recent form bucket to 3. Who do I like better? In all honesty, I like Tony Finau better than Matty Fitzpatrick. Let's see. Finau off the tee and approach looks good just within the last year. He's probably even better recently from March. Oh yeah, approach is getting better. The Memorial, he lost off the tee. I mean, Memorial would be a great test for this event. Just because driving is so important at Jack's Place. That's fine. So I guess if I use these filters, last all the way back to the RBC Heritage. See, Tony Finau should have better off the tee stats. Look at his driving accuracy, 50%. That's not terrible, actually. 50% is 1 or 2 fairways worse than the best accuracy guy on tour. So that's not absolutely terrible. And what, Matt Fitzpatrick? Just like the complete opposite of Tony Finau. Can I actually select both these guys? Ooh, I can. Love that. By the way, if you're using the tools on SweetSpotDFS.com, if you want to select multiple filters, just hold down the control button and left click. So, man. Fitzpatrick is better tee to green. And worse on putting somehow. See, okay. Here's where if you just have general knowledge about golfers, that helps you out deciphering these stats. Matt Fitzpatrick is not that bad as a putter. He's just not bad as a putter. Finau is terrible as a putter. Like, he's always been a bad putter, Tony Finau. So when you look at stats like this, do we anticipate Matt Fitzpatrick turning around his putting? Absolutely, 1000%. Do we think Tony Finau can actually hold this? No, not at all. But that also kind of can, you know, maybe there's more potential that Finau can get the ball closer to the hole and his putting stats are would just look bad naturally. Maybe he's actually just not at ball striking as good as he usually does. Where the flip side with Fitzpatrick could be happening, where he is hitting the ball better than he typically does, and that's why his putting is bad. So maybe those just kind of do the opposite. If we're comparing apples to apples, then I would say I'd choose Matt Fitzpatrick. Just there's enough stats that I like on Matt Fitzpatrick, more so than Tony Finau. Another good tool here is looking at driving accuracy between Matt Fitzpatrick and Tony Finau. So Fitzpatrick, 55, 60, 55, 67. Finau, 78, and then he lives in the 50s. 51, 55, 51. So mean-wise, just looking at the mean, Fitzpatrick would be better than Finau. Average-wise, I bet you Finau's better than Fitzpatrick because of the 78% that he has right here. You can see he clubbed down more than Fitzpatrick. 279.1 versus 284.1 at the RBC Heritage. Same tournament. Worse accuracy. Fitzpatrick had better green and reg. He had better approach. Minus 0.47 to 3.02. Yeah. Yeah, that's why. Okay. Okay. Yeah, Fitzpatrick. Sorry, Joanne. I totally just sidetracked. Okay, so we have your golfers in here, and you just said Bobby Mack. Is that a fourth golfer that you want me to anchor around? Tony's only good at resorts. Sam Morikawa's first fairways hit. Gotcha. All right, Joanne, I'm going to start your lineups. You tell me what you want, and I will anchor around Bobby Mack as well if that's what you want. First lineup is broken. Okay, take the timer off. Why is it broken? Why, oh why are we broken? Well, we'll do it the old school way. We'll do this. I think I know why. I know why. I'm sorry, Joanne. We don't have to worry. Don't worry, don't worry, don't worry, don't worry. We have things that are in here from previous... Sorry, Joanne. I forgot that I had removed all of this. So we should be good. Should be good. We're not good. Why? Oh, brother. Okay, let's see what's happening. I thought that was going to fix it, like, right away. So if you have the optimizer, the easy way to figure out why something's breaking is you change all the minimums to 0 and all the maximums to 6s, and then you run a lineup with whatever you would put in there, whatever you locked in there. And then you go over and you copy and paste the original bucket conditionals. So for last year buckets, we're good. We're selecting 2 last year ones where we want to select somewhere between 1 to 3. And for last year 6s, we want to select somewhere between 2 to 5. We got 4. So last year bucket's good. Last week bucket, the only bucket we really want to grab golfers from is the last week 6 bucket, where we want at least somewhere between 2 to 5, and we have 5. That works. Course history 1 is where it's breaking. So we want at least 1, and we currently have 0. Course history 1 just means tournament history 1. But everything else is fine. You know what, Joanne? I'll bump this down to 0 just for you. I think that's fine. Oh, recent form 1s. Okay, so that, you know what? This probably will fix that. We can go up to 3. That's fine. Ooh. Actually, no, it won't be fine, because then we won't select 2 for recent form 2s and recent form 3s. I'll bump this down to 1. I think that's actually what I ended up doing anyways. We need Scottie Scheffler. Okay, no, both of them have to go back down to 1. We have Scottie Scheffler filters, right? Go to my summary and look at my recent form 2s. Wait a minute. Why did it show 2 to 4? That would be incorrect. Hold on, let me double check something. Recent for 1. Hold on, did I copy this over from the wrong? I did. Cool. All right. Sorry. The optimizer that I sent everybody has the correct conditionals. In fact, that's where I just grabbed the ones that I needed to put on here. Okay, so let's look over this again. Same thing applies, except for last year's sixes. Hold on. Last year's sixes. Yeah, 0 to 2, and we have 4. Ben Griffin's one of them for sure. Ben Griffin did not play last year. Neither did Neiman, neither did Rahm. So I need to change that to a 3. Here, let's see if this works. Okay. Joanne, I don't think this is gonna work. And there's too much hoops that I need to go through in order for it to work. So we need to cut somebody. Let's see, if I cut Ben Griffin, can I make a lineup then? Can. Okay. We're going to cut Ben Griffin, Joanne. We're going to cut Ben Griffin and go from here. I'm going to put that timer back on and we'll build some lineups. So we get DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Connors, Thompson, and Aaron Rai. Which was a lineup that was already built, believe it or not. Bryson, Rahm, Neiman, Connors, Rai, and Hughes. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Connors, Harman, and Rai. Okay, let me kick out Connors. That's a lot of Corey Connors so far. And we get DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Sungjae Im, McCarthy, and Aaron Rai. Is there anyone you don't like so far, Joanne? Like, we've seen Aaron Rai show up a bunch. All 4 of them. Okay, we'll kick out Aaron Rai. Not sure if you like him, but I'd rather just build as many unique lineups as I can than the same thing over and over again. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Finau, Pendrith, Eric Cole. Eric Cole's getting the boot. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Henley, Pendrith, and Taylor. Okay. We got Rai out of there, and this is actually a duplicate also. Tom Hoagie, haven't heard of Hoagie's name at all tonight, so that's cool. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Finau, Batia, and Steven Yeager. Ooh, I like that. I'm gonna kick out Finau though. Bryson, Rahm, Neiman, Lowry, Pendrith, and Echeverria. Pretty solid. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman, Henley, Pendrith, Cam Davis. First Cam Davis lineup tonight also. I don't hate that. And first Mark Hubbard lineup tonight. Okay, we're building some unique lineups with your lineup, with your golfers, Joanne. I like that. And I'll build one more for you. Oh, Bobby Mack. You want Bobby Mack? Okay. DeChambeau, Rahm, Neiman. There you, dude. I was about to go in there and anchor around Bobby Mack, and he just shows up naturally. This, if there wasn't a sign in the universe to say this is the lineup, I don't know where we need to look. I was about to go in and anchor around Bobby Mack, and he just shows up. There's another Bobby Mack lineup for you with Tom Kim and Max Grazerman. I'm not going to say that one. I don't have any confidence in Tom Kim. There you go. There it is, Joanne. Here it is, right here. We'll give it one of these. You get one of these. For that one, it's a good lineup. Super good lineup. All right, Joanne, that was nice. The last couple lineups just really, really worked out perfectly. Okay. Let's see here. So that was Joanne. Oh my God, one more like, guys. You give me one more like, I'll give you 5 gifted. I'm feeling generous. I'm looking for the next one on the list. I think it's Trey. Pretty sure it's Trey. Trey. There you go. Let me know if I missed anyone else. And then Smoky California, you would be after Trey. Yeah, Smoky California is after him. JK, what's going on? I see you were gifted, man. We got one more like that. We did. Alrighty. All right, 5 gifted coming your way. Who's gonna get them? A Complex Kid, Alex Phillips, Nate Danger, Dave Dean, and Charlene Styles. I'm not sure. I mean, Dave has been in the chat. The Complex Kid, I have no idea. Alex Phillips, no idea. And Charlene Styles, Charlene has message. She's provided messages on at least one of my videos. John Bizzle, what's going on? Did you turn your membership gifting off somehow? I don't understand why you're not getting picked. You're definitely someone who interacts on this channel quite a bit. I watched a video. When's my birthday? July 24th. July. Straka, Oberg, English, and Griffin. Straka, Oberg. Straka, Oberg, Griffin, and the Harry Ish. We got someone in group 2, group 6, and group 3. There we go. Don't have to switch anything around. All right, this song is way too slow. Come on now. We don't need this anticipation. Ooh, John. There we go, man. Leo gang over everything. Dave Dean, nice to see you in the chat. Okay. 4 golfers ready to go. The timer on the screen. Build those lineups. This is for Trey. Trey, I have no idea if you're in the chat. I hope you are. DeChambeau, Oberg, Straka, Henley, Griffin, and Harry English. We take out Russell Henley. And then maybe we come back and we take out DeChambeau. Rory Ludwig, Sepp Griffin, Harry Ish, and Max Grazerman. Max is going to get the boot. Selected too much, man. Way too much, man. Let's bump him down to 14. Another slow song? Good God. Pick it up, man. You know what? Let's go to... We'll go to this one. That was like atmospheric chill. Or no, that was something else. Never mind. This is atmospheric chill. Rory, Oberg, Straka, Griffin, English, and Gerard. I don't mind that lineup. We do need to kick somebody out. Probably gonna be Gerard. You know what? This is what's gonna happen. Everybody 6,400 and down is gonna go to 6%. Actually, that's not, no. How cheap was this guy? 6,100. Yeah, that's fine. I'm gonna actually bump him all the way down to 3%. Means the Grazerman, the grease trap, won't be selected anymore. That's fine. McIlroy is trash. Rahm, Oberg, Hovland, Straka, Griffin, English. Okay. Oh, I suppose I gotta kick somebody out. Let's kick out Hovland. It's either Rahm or Hovland that has to get kicked out. Then we go McIlroy, Oberg, Straka, Griffin, English, and Tommy Boy Dietrich. I like that. I like Thomas Dietrich. And we replace Dietrich with Novak. I don't have an issue with that one at all. And then we replace him with Nick Taylor. Since Joanne says McIlroy's trash, let's get rid of McIlroy. And we go with John Rahm and Brooks Koepka. Wow. Very interesting. Then it breaks. Who did we kick out? We kicked out Victor Hovland. Maybe we need him. We do need him. Rahm, Oberg, Hovland, Straka, Griffin, English. But I think we did that one already, right? Yeah. So let's kick out Rahm. And then it's probably going to break on us again. Yeah. Okay. So McIlroy is probably needed to fill out these last two lineups. And we go McIlroy, Oberg, Straka, Griffin, English, Jaeger. That one's fine. Jaeger gets the boot, and then we go into the next one. And it's McIlroy, Oberg, Straka, Griffin, English, Michael Kim. Wow. Wow, 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 wow. Okay. I think I've got one more to do, right? Or maybe two? That was Trey. Smoky, California. 5 banger. He wants 5 golfers. I don't know if this is going to work, but we can try. Straka, Morikawa, Berger. Neiman and Griffin. I don't think this is going to work. Just because I know there's a lot of recent form golfers in this that are going to make it difficult. Danny Berger. I have no idea where he's priced at. 68. Okay. Bryson and Neiman. I did build you lineups earlier, Joanne. I don't know if you saw those, but we went with Bryson and Neiman in those ones. Right here. Or no, these weren't yours. Whose were these? Actually, I think they were. Yeah, we just built yours. Because Bobby Mack were the last 3 dudes. That's right. Short-term memory loss. It's a real thing. Okay. I'm talking about myself. I've got short-term memory loss. Oh, this lineup does work. Wow. Oh, it doesn't. It does not. 47,600. So you gotta leave money on the table. All right. So I would say this. I mean, these are all golfers that have really good recent form, and that's probably why it's not working out. I don't know who to kick out. I don't know if it really matters. Oh, there's 2 golfers in group 9. Ah, I see. That's why it's not working. I'm gonna kick out Neiman. I'm gonna go from there. We get Bryson, Morikawa, Straka, Griffin, Burns, and Danny Berger. That's pretty good. Pretty good. I'm gonna kick out DeChambeau. Probably not the right way to do this. That's what happens when you get in your 60s. I'm not even in my 40s yet, and I'm having short-term memory loss. McIlroy, Colin Morikawa, Straka, Griffin, Berger, Vegas. That one's fine. Philip, I did run yours. Yep. I'll just stay in chat, and I'll go back to yours. We'll find yours, and I'll show you what I built. McIlroy, Morikawa, Straka, Griffin, Berger, Jaeger. That one's pretty good. I do like that one. Ooh, we get Victor Perez in this one. McIlroy, Morikawa, Straka, Griffin, Berger, Perez. I will bring back DeChambeau. Let's see what happens here. Wheels up. What is your favorite post-lock routine immediately after a golf DFS lineup locks and PGA starts? I'm usually working. I basically start my day. Actually, post lineup lock, I'm actually sleeping most of the time. I'm rarely up, and I get screwed by withdraws, but yeah, I'm rarely up when lineup lock happens. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Straka, Griffin, Burns, Berger. Ooh, did we already save this one? I think we did. Yeah, it was a dupe. All right, so who? Is it Sam Burns? Yeah. Go Burns this time. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Straka, Connors, Griffin, Berger. I think we did this one also. No, we did not. We kick out Connors. Very strict with the lineup building here. 4 golfers to lock around, or is it 5? Yeah, 4 golfers to lock around. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Straka, Griffin, Berger. We have not done a Finau one in this one. And I am going to do Neiman, but we're going to kick out Berger for his last 3 because he wanted Neiman as well. Oberg struggling this year? He was, but last week looked pretty good. Whoa, Justin Lauer, 5,500. The optimizer went down into the 5,500 range. Xander, Morikawa, Neiman. Okay, these are good. Couple good Neiman lineups here. And I don't want Eric Cole to be my last one in this for these lineups. Bryson and Mark Hubbard. Okay, that's fine. Just as the buzzer hits. There we go. All right. Do I still have one more to do? I think I might. That was Smoky CA. Smoky, California, I think. Nathan Johnson. Bryson Lowry. Okay. Yeah, this is my last one, I think. It looks like. Oberg been boom bust all year. Such a roller coaster. Perfect DFS player. Philip, going back to your lineups. I forgot who you mentioned. Who you wanted lineups built around. Keegan, Fleetwood, and Bryson. Looks like Keegan, Fleetwood, Bryson. So it would be Bryson, Fleetwood, Keegan. Bryson, Fleetwood, Keegan. Keegan? Is that enough, Keegan? No. Where you at, Keegan? What the hell? I know I built you these lineups. Was it? I wonder if it broke. Oh, Philip. Philip, I remember. One of these guys are playing together. Fleetwood and Bradley. That's what it was. Fleetwood and Bradley. So it's right here. So I did half of your lineups with Keegan and Bryson. And then I did half your lineups with Bryson and Fleetwood. So these are yours right here. Yeah. We figured it out. John Bizzle. Can I get one more? Sure. Ooh. All right. I'll do Nathan's and then I'll get to your second lineups. Nathan, are you still in the chat, by the way? Ah, Philip, that's fine. All good. Bryson left. All right. Here we go. Bryson, JT, Lowry, Straka, Griffin, and Burns. Solid. Nathan is here. There we go. Bryson, JT, Matsuyama, Lowry, Burns, McNeely. Ooh, I like that lineup. That's a lineup I have not yet seen tonight. So here you go. Pretty good, man. Pretty good. Bryson, Morikawa, Lowry, Burns, Sung J M, and Jason Day. Okay. I can live with it. Bryson, Cantlay, JT, Lowry, Burns, Vegas. Solid. Bryson, JT, Matsuyama, Lowry, Burns, Fitzpatrick. There we go. The Fitzpatrick-Lowry debate. We have Fitzpatrick on that one. Can we keep Maverick alive to be chosen? Yeah, I'll bring him back. Bryson, JT, Matsuyama, Lowry, Burns, and Ryan Fox. Ooh, you get the two guys from last week. I don't know if that's ever a good thing. Bring him back. Who was he in a lineup with? Burns. Okay. Burns and JT. So is Burns, did he get the kick? No, he didn't. I'm going to kick out JT. Because it'll pick the same lineup if I don't kick somebody out. Bryson, Cantlay, Fleetwood, Lowry, M. Cole. Okay. Not great. DeChambeau, Rahm, Lowry, Finau, Im, and Pendrith. That apparently was a dupe, I guess. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Lowry, Straka, Burns, McCarthy. Solid. Bryson, Morikawa, Lowry, Bradley, Clark, and Batia. So is it JT has to be in this lineup in order for McNeely to show up? Yep. That's what you're left with, man. That's what you're left with. You got to have JT and Matsuyama in order to get McNeely. All right, that was fast. We got through those lineups pretty quick. Let me kick out JT just for shits and gigs. Let's do that, and let's lock in McNeely. Lock it in. Here's your alternative lineup. DeChambeau, Oberg, Lowry, Straka, Burns, McNeely. That's a pretty good lineup. I like that one. 11-9, 3 7s, and a 6. Pretty good. Or I guess in sweet spot land, that is a 10-9, 2 8s, and 2 7s. Only at this US Open can you have a lineup like that. Okay. So I've built everybody else's lineups at least one time around. John, did I get yours? I think John Bizzle. I built your lineups, didn't I? Yes, I did. Nathan, you're welcome, sir. Do you typically request the optimizer? I can't remember off the top of my head. And I've got streamer brain right now. Streamer brain. All right, John, sounds good. I thought I did. And Nathan, I'm actually going to send you the optimizer right now. I see that you requested it. Yes, I usually do it at random times. Requested like 30 minutes ago. All right. Yep, I sent it to you. All right, so I'm not going to build 10 lineups. I'm just going to build a handful of lineups for the guys that want additional ones. So I think Joanne, Bryson, Neiman in English. Okay. Bryson, Neiman, and Inglés. No habla inglés. Where are you? Gosh, I can never remember where English is. There he is. All right. I'm going to build you like five lineups maybe. It breaks. That's because of recent form. Okay. We know that. We know that. Bryson, JT, Neiman, Finau, Griffin, and English. That's this is Joanne. Okay, I'm gonna kick out JT. Bryson, Oberg, Neiman, Finau, McNeely, and English. Ooh, I like that lineup, Joanne. That one's a good one. Bryson, Oberg, Neiman, Griffin, English, and Denny McCarthy. Different. Not terrible. DeChambeau, Oberg, Neiman, Griffin, McIntyre, and Harris English. There's your Bobby Mack lineup. This is all you needed right here, right? This is all you needed to see. Bobby Mack gets the boot, so I'm not building anymore. That just seems like that's way too good. Way too good feng shui. Way too good vibes. To have Bobby Mack show up. You get Ben Griffin, who was a golfer that you were trying to get locked. Maybe not you. Somebody was trying to locked in. It's a really good lineup. That's the one, Joanne. That's the one. All right, John Bizzle. No Batia. Cam Young instead. Okay. Scottie Bryson. Wow. Scottie Bryson. You just had to do it, man. You were feeling left out. You felt like you had to make one Scottie lineup, didn't you? I know how it goes. Bryson and Cam Young, who was 6,500, I believe. I remember that one for some reason, that price tag. All right, let's see what we can do. Does it break or does it not? Optimizer does not break. Scheffler, DeChambeau, Cam Young, Pendrith, Colley, Lauer. Look at that. Ton of 6K golfers. Actually, 2 7Ks, believe it or not, and 2 6s. Cam Young, Pendrith, Jaeger, Hubbard. So it's a lot of Pendrith. Let's go kick Pendrith out. Oh, you get Chris Goddard up in this lineup. Scheffler, DeChambeau, Scott, Young, Bud, another one of my favorites, Bud Colley. I personally don't want to go Cam Young, but that looks pretty good, dude. Woo, you get Chris Goddard up. I love it. Scheffler, DeChambeau, Young, Novak, Perez, and Echeverria. All right, one last one. I just want to see. Scheffler, DeChambeau, McCarthy, Young, Olesen, and Joe Highsmith. Okay. Sure. Sure. I'm going to end this stream by locking in Scottie and Chris Goddard up. I want to build my, we'll do like 5, maybe 5 to 10 lineups, somewhere in there. Maybe I need to get to 169. We'll see. Microsoft blocked macros from running. Where do I click to trust? Well, I got a macro on here. What do you got to do? You know where the developer tab is, right? Is that in yours or is that on yours? But you would go down, or you would hit the file menu, and then you'd go down to options. And here options will show, go to customize ribbon, and then developer would be here. And you'd want to click on add-ins, I think. Something like that. I know it's really small on your screen. I can't make it any bigger. I think it's right here, but I don't know if there's anything else that you need with it. I would just Google it. I'm not an Excel, like, I know how to do a lot of this stuff, but I'm not an expert really with Excel. All right, so my first Goddard Scottie lineup is Thomas, JT, Matsuyama, Batia, and Taylor Pendrith. I don't hate it. And that is a 10.98.776. Wow. Wow. 10.98.776. I'm not really against JT. I'll save it. But I also don't know if I really trust JT. Oh, there you go. Ryan Henson has it. Before you open download, left click and unblock. Scheffler, Fleetwood, Finau, Burns, Sungjae, and Chris Goddard. Sign me up. Sign me up, Chris Goddard. There we go. There's a little jingle for you. we like Fleetwood that much or Finau? I don't personally like Finau that much, so I'll kick him out. Was reading something, the math says fairways don't matter. I don't know what that means. Like hitting fairways don't matter? And by the math, what do you mean? And where did you hear it? I want to know all of these things, J.K. Lawrence. It's a very generalized statement. I need more specificity. Scheffler, Schauffele. Batia, Scott, Pendrith. All right, I don't like Pendrith that much. There's no way I trust. Well, I hate saying it. The optimizer is going to get me. I don't want to play that much Pendrith, but might be the best play. I like this lineup. Scheffler, Fleetwood, Connors, Burns, Scott, Chris Gotterup. How about I kick out Fleetwood now? I want some interesting lineups. Give me an Oberg. Cantlay gets added to this. Scheffler, Cantlay, Griffin, Burns, Scott, and Gotterup. I don't know if... Okay, Adam Scott actually is a perfect old guy fit for this golf course. I do want a couple old dudes on my lineup. Or in my lineups. So that works. Jim, good luck to you too, man. Maybe I'll see you in tomorrow night's stream. Scheffler, Matsuyama, Lowry, Griffin, Burns, Gotterup. That seems solid. That seems very solid. Oh man, I do like Burns. And Matsuyama, so oh my god, that's such a good lineup. I'm gonna kick out Griffin. Griffin is like the hottest golfer outside of Scottie Scheffler, but just I don't know. I don't know. Ugh. Minwoo Lee? Sure. Let's kick him out pronto. Scheffler, Cantlay, Burns, Sungjae, Batia, Chris Gotterup. Sign me up. Oh man, Batia even that feels good putting Batia in the lineup. I'm gonna kick him out. See. Joanne, good luck, and I'll see you tomorrow night as well. Oh, the Harry-ish gets added to this one. Scheffler, Cantlay, Burns, English, Gotterup. Yeah. Who do I kick? I gotta kick out Sungjae. My trust level in Sungjae isn't super high, but I still play him. Bryson gets added to this. Oh, Vegas, damn it. Scheffler, DeChambeau, Burns, Dietrich, Vegas. I mean, these are all winners on tour. Just throwing that out there. All winners on tour. God, I really like Dietrich in this lineup. We'll kick out Vegas. Damn, dude. Damn. All right. Last lineup. Be a good one. Come on. Be something I want to see. Something I dream about. Yeah, that's pretty good. Not one I dream about, but I like this one. Scottie, Xander, Burns, McCarthy, Bud, Colley. The only person that I'm questioning is Denny McCarthy. Let's kick out McCarthy. I mean, hey, I don't mind Denny. Wow. See, now, the twilight, I call this the twilight hour. It's not even twilight where I'm living, but the fact of the matter is, when it gets into this night of, or this hour of just, I'm getting tired. We've been on stream for about 3 hours. Yeah, it's winding down, but here is where the magic happens. I like this lineup. I'm going to kick out the Harry-ish. And I didn't get to stop on 169, but that's fine. I just want to see the best Gotterup lineup I can build. It's not going to be with Eric Cole, I can tell you that much. Nah, no thanks. Eric Cole's a gamer. I don't mind playing him. He's a gamer, but I just don't want to... And Cam Young, gross. But Yako, I don't mind putting in Yako. This feels good. Byron, there's no way you're coming in right now. The 3-hour mark, I'm building my last lineups, dude. I'll build a lineup for you, I guess. I won't be doing JJ Spawn or Jason Day. Mr. Cristobal del Solar. Oh, sign me up. Look at this lineup. Scheffler, Schauffele, Burns, McNeely. I like this lineup a lot. We paint that one black. Not my, I don't know if it'll be my favorite one for the night, but oh my God. I'm going to kick out Xander, but I like that lineup a lot. Never seen a streamer complain about someone showing them support. You got me, man. You got me. I was literally just talking about how this is the twilight hour and how like lineups that I'm building are just turning up being magical. It's like this always happens when I'm about to jump off a stream and then you go, hello. I didn't say about the jumping off part, but it was implied. Let's start Bryson, Rom, Keegan. Okay. Ooh, that's another good lineup. I'm going to build 2 more. Or 1 more now. I'm gonna kick out Fitzpatrick. I'm just putting in my my sneaky play of Chris Goddard up. Danny Berger is no, I cannot play one with Wyndham Clark. Nope. Nope, can't do it. Can't win with them. What is sad is I like this lineup a lot. Holy. Okay, maybe I build 1 more. I don't want Cantlay. This is what I get. Patrick Reed. First Patrick Reed showing of the night. Oh my God. Too many good things are happening right now. I'm going to kick out Reed. I'm going to wait to finalize my 2 lineups after tomorrow's stream. Okay. Tom Hoagie. Tom Hoagie was one of those that I was thinking about playing. And I didn't even lock in Oberg, and Oberg was showing up. Perfect. Hell yeah. Hoagie was one of those guys that I was thinking he's now the old guy that I want in my lineup. He's like a Scott Piercy, in my opinion. Same goes with Brian Harmon. Loving it. Give me 1 more good one. Harmon. Let's kick out Harmon. Scottie Neiman, Henley Connors, Cam Young. Okay, I don't really want Cam Young in my lineups, but that's fine. That's fine. Last one. Last one for me, and then I'll get to you, Byron. Look at this. We get Scheffler, DeChambeau, Connors, Novak. Oh, it's so close. Man, that's so close for me. Just like closing down the stream. But I do not want Hubbard in my lineups. I mean, not that I don't want him, but I just don't trust him that much. Davey Boy Thompson, don't really care either. Come on, Optimizer. Give me 1. I mean, I did save the 1. And so that was my last one, but so close. Scheffler, Oberg, Burns, McNeely, Poston, Goddard. There it is. There it is. We got there. We got there. That's the lineup. Woo-wee. I love it. I got 2 contenders. Those are I want Goddard up in one of my big lineups. Love it. All right, Mr. Byron Lindeque. Bryson, Colin, and Keegan. Kiki, do you love me? Do you want me? Where are you, Keegan? Captain Keegan Bradley. All right, so Darbo, have you given your thoughts on which skill set the course demands the most off the tee? Yeah, I do. It's called intelligence. I want the smartest golfers out there. That's why I want all the veteran golfers. I don't care really about young studs. I want PGA Tour winners who have won on tour. That's who I'm putting in my lineups. Golfers who know how to win. Golfers who know how to play courses, tough courses, smart. That's who I'm targeting. I understand it's a distance versus accuracy thing, but I'm just going to try to big brain you and say just intelligence. I want an intelligent golfer out there. Yep. Major experience. Absolutely. Well, not so much just major every PGA Tour winner is going to have major experience because they're PGA Tour winners. They get automatically invited. But I did this a couple. I don't know if you even saw this, Byron. So I'll go to 2016 because I like making the comparison. DJ has won on tour. Felix won on tour. I don't think Shane Lowry at that time won on tour. I could be wrong, but he is won on tour. 2016. I don't remember when he won the Open. Was it like 2016? Was it right before this tournament? Or right after this tournament? Scott Piercy has won on tour. Sergio has won on tour. Brandon Grace has won on tour. Kevin Na has won on tour. Jason Day has won on tour. Duffner's won on tour. Zach Johnson's won on tour. The only other guy that has not is Daniel Summerhays. Even Lingmerth has won on tour. All of these guys, I mean, Bryson hadn't won on tour yet, but he was getting up, you know. So basically it's like you have either won on tour or you, and this is the tricky part, is the potential to win on tour. But then I went and looked at 2024. So this was last year. Heading into this event, Bryson had already won on tour. So did Rory. So did Finau. So did Cantlay. Believe it or not, so did Matthew Pavon. Hideki has already won on tour. Xander won on tour. Russell Henley's won on tour. Corey Connors has won on tour. The only other guy that hasn't yet was Davis Thompson, but he won at the John Deere Classic, you know, a couple weeks later. But Sam Burns has won on tour. Had already won on tour. Ludwig has already won on tour. Then you also have Sergio up there again, and Dietrich had not yet won on tour, but ended up winning at the Farmers this year. Actually, yeah, no, he did, right? He won the... Actually, I don't know. I don't know this off the top of my head. Did he win an alternate event? I can't remember. Probably not. Can we do the same thing in 2023? Clark had won, Wells Fargo leading into it. Winner, 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 winner. Minwoo had not. So that's a different one. Tom Kim had won. English won. Xander won. DJ won. Eckroat had one earlier last year. Didn't he? Or was that just all this last year? That was obviously the... No, he won his second time this year. Right? Yeah, anyways. I don't think Zalatoris had not yet won on tour. I don't think. Obviously a big talent. You could tell he was going to. Who else hadn't? Oh, Denny has not yet. Old veteran guy, though. All right, I'm not going to go through all of them, but that was my sense of looking at all the U.S. Opens. It's like, oh, wow, they've all won on tour. Go figure. Makes sense? It's tough. Was this your first lineup? Bryson, Morikawa, Thomas, Bradley, Batia, and Eric Cole? By the way, JT is going to be picked a lot. Bryce or Byron. He's going to be picked a lot. Mexico and Honda? Oh, he won the Mexico Open this year. No, he didn't. Who won this year? Oh, he won in Mexico, the World Technology Championship. Worldwide. Wide. 0 JT. You got it. Yeah, no, he's going to be picked a lot. He's the optimizer's favorite golfer to select is Justin Thomas. All right, so you get Bryson, Colin, Keegan, Corey Connors, Ben Griffin, and Sung Jam. What a lineup. It's pretty solid, dude. It actually is a duplicate. We built that lineup earlier tonight. Ben Griffin is getting the boot. My optimizer's lacking intelligence. It's just based off the metric that I gave it for each of these golfers. Bryson, Morikawa, Matsuyama, Bradley, J-Day, and Bobby Mack. Not terrible. Bryson, Morikawa, Matsuyama, Bradley, Day, Young. How do you feel about Matsuyama? Thoughts on JT and that wild driver? Did you hear me talk about it before? Is that why you're saying that? Because that's kind of, I went on like a little rant about JT just not being able to stay in his lane and figure out what's good with his game. Bryson, Morikawa, Matsuyama. Not a fan of so much Decky and Day. Oh yeah, no, I'm not a fan of Day either, so we'll kick him out. Let me kick out Decky as well. And we get DeChambeau, Morikawa, Lowry, Bradley, Clark, and Batia. Wyndham Clark, not super great, but Batia sounds good. Jesus, those are the most 2 injured golfers on tour. Yeah. Oh, we had a conversation earlier tonight between Tony Finau and Matt Fitzpatrick. Who do you like more? And there they are, both in your lineup. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Bradley, Finau, Fitzpatrick, and Sungjae. Here, I'm going to actually open up the ownership for one of these golfers down here and just see if he gets selected. I bet you he will, because the grease trap was being selected quite a bit. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Cantlay, Bradley, and the Canadian duo of Nick Taylor and Mac Hughes. Okay. Very interesting. Fitz is sneaky this week. Yeah, I don't hate it. Don't love it, but I don't hate it. Here we go. Here's the lineup. We get Bryson, Morikawa, Cantlay, Bradley, the Grease Trap, and Bud Colley. I like that. I like that lineup a lot, Byron. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Cantlay, Bradley, Pendrith, and Olesen. First Torbjorn. Solid. Okay. These are getting pretty interesting here towards the end. Nico Echeverria. I want to like it. I want to like it. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Oberg, Bradley, Grease Trap, McCarty. Wow. Wow. Emiliano! We add Emiliano to this lineup. I'm just going to keep building lineups until I find something gross, and that's kind of borderline gross. I do not want Lowry in my lineups. There you go. There you go. Here's a GPP lineup. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Lowry, Bradley, C. Woo! Kim. Where is it? Right here. We churning out some good, some gems now. Grillo basically leads the tour 3-putting. Yeah. There's okay. Byron, this is one of those things I would love to have a conversation with you on a podcast about. Is forecasting tournaments while looking at historical data. There is the potential that these greens are so fast it makes Grillo a better putter. Because you and I both know, as competitive golfing works out, that bad putters on either slow or fast greens, not both greens, that's where they typically are bad at. Good putters are just good putters, but bad putters are usually either bad on, well, also turf grass matters too. They're typically either bad on slow greens or bad on fast greens. Normally not bad on both greens. Bryson, Morikawa, Spieth, Bradley, Minwoo. Oh my God. See, you just need to add Justin Thomas to this mix and you've got the most erratic drivers off the tee possible. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Bradley, Oberg, Grazerman, Highsmith. Whatever. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Cantley, Bradley, Grazerman, and Tom Hoagie. There we go. I like that lineup. It's a good GPP lineup. Sorry, just joining. I was so curious on JT. Short game and Magic, but worried about sailing that driver and getting 8s all over the card. So I had said this earlier about Justin Thomas. Justin Thomas tries to do too much on the golf course. And that magic worked when Tiger got in his ear and said, "Are those the only shots you have in your bag?" And so then he transformed his game to be more shot shape driven versus just getting the ball in the middle of the fairway. And it worked out at the Players Championship, you know, the year after Tiger said it during the Masters or whatever. It worked out. But JT, from that moment on, it's like he's 5'11", 170 pounds soaking wet, maybe? I gotta look at his weight. I don't even think he's that heavy. $160. Yeah, he's not even that heavy. $160. He's a little dude. Just a little guy. I mean, Byron could probably javelin him a whole football field, honestly. 160 pounds. He's a little dude. And he tries to swing like he's Bryson DeChambeau. Is Bryson even in here, or did they kick him out? Yeah, they kicked him out. I wonder how, I think Scotty's gotta be 220, right? 210 maybe? 200, right on the button. I'm taller and heavier than this guy. Barely though. Actually, I've been shrinking for whatever reason. I think I'm 6'3" now. I was 6'4" at one point in time. Getting older sucks. We fat shaming people now? You have them by 100 pounds. It won't be 8s, but it will be long strings of bogeys after having constantly pitch out. Daniel Yang, what's going on, man? Smashing Scottie or going for a more balance with Bryson? Here, I'll show you my lineups that I just built. This is kind of what I'm all about right here. These are my lineups, all with Scottie in them. Basically, I anchored Scottie with Chris Gotterup. And then just let the optimizer do everything in between. So I got some Sam Burns love in there because I do like Sam Burns. And then it's just a mixture of Matsuyama, Cantlay, Xander even. I have one Bryson lineup up here. I got a Luddy-Duddy lineup. Ludwig, that is. Yeah. Oh, I didn't even see this lineup pop up, Byron. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Lowry, Bradley, Cam Smith. Your boy Cam Smith, always on your list, always on the used to be 235. That's pretty good, dude. I wonder what the correlation between fatness and the ability out of the rough is. Well, if there's one thing, JT is pretty hollow. I'm pretty sure a gust of wind would pick him up in the air and fly him all over the place. Now, the thing that I hate about Justin Thomas is he tries to get more out of his driver than he needs to. At most, he can pick up 5 to 10 yards. But at the same expense, I kid you not, I remember, I think I said this 2 years ago at the Tournament of Champions, or the Century, as it's called now. I said, you know, JT is going to feel like he can just bomb the ball all over the place. And if he does that, he's going to find himself in the weeds or whatever. But I was like all in on JT also. I just thought it was like the perfect, whatever. Maybe it was 3 years ago. And I watched that guy go on the tee box, swing back and get on his tippy toes, and then really, or well, not so much swing back on his backswing, but he would swing back, then he'd get on his tippy toes at impact, and those 60-yard fairways, 60-yard wide fairways, he'd miss 10 yards to the right or left and find himself in the stupid shit. It's like, dude, what are you trying to do? Your game is wedges. Your game is accuracy. Just stick to it. Stop trying to stop trying to be Tiger Woods. That's what I was saying earlier. Stop trying to be Tiger Woods. You're not Tiger. You're never going to be Tiger. You're never going to have the strength that Tiger Woods has. Like, it's so annoying. Just stay in your lane. That's what I was kind of saying earlier. Just stay in your lane. JT, just, if he can stay in his lane, he's going to be good. Byron, you out of here? Oh, you mean Cam Smith, you're out. I saw my boy, but I am gulp out. That means by Cam Smith. I get it. Here's another lineup for you that has Mark Hubbard in it. I guess I'll save it just because. Not my favorite. I am 6 foot. Was 180 my sophomore year of college. And then America got in the way. Beer got in the way. Come on. Daniel Yang. These are my lineups with Bryson and Colin. Bryson, Colin, Cantlay. Ooh, look at this lineup, Byron. You get Rasmus, Grazer, the Grease Trap, Bradley. Ooh, I like that lineup a lot. One's pretty good. We are all carbs here. All HGH. Ooh, you get a little JT Poston and Victor Perez. I know Pat Mayo has him on the card to miss the cut, but I don't hate Vic Perez at this tournament. And massive, yeah, dude, that's the one thing I hate. Our portions here, they're just, it's terrible. Bryson, Morikawa, Cantlay, Bradley, Pendrith, and Vegas. Meh. Ooh, Jaeger. Love it. Okay. Those are some solid lines. I built you so many lineups, Byron. 21. Take your screenshot, pal. 21 lineups. I built you more lineups than I built myself. That'll be different tomorrow, though. Can I do Bryson, Lowry in English? I'm pretty sure I have. Bryson, Lowry, English. Maybe not. There you go. Here's one. There's 2. There's 3. Bryson, Lowry, and Harris English. I'll build you a couple more, but I'm not gonna spend too much time building those lineups. Bryson, Lowry, English. Darbo, can you send the optimizer at some point before tomorrow night, please? Yeah, I'll send it to you right now. Mr. Henson, I'm going to send it to you as well. I see your request was sent in. Boom. What the heck? Byron? I don't have your email address in here? I don't know what your email address is, Byron. Can I send it through Twitter? Nope. Send it to me on Discord or X. Oh. I just tried doing it on X, but it did not let me. I hope that works. If not, I'll just get your you'll have to give me your email address. All right. Here's the first lineup. Ryan, it is Bryson, Cantlay, Thomas, Lowry, English, Mac Hughes. We switch Mac Hughes with Cole, Eric Cole. I'm not saving it. Bryson, Morikawa, Lowry, Connors, Griffin, and Harris English. Do have to kick somebody out, so I think that will be probably Ben Griffin. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Lowry, Finau, Clark, and Harris English. Okay. It's okay, not my favorite. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Lowry, Henley, Day, English. I'm gonna kick out J-Day. No, or very little Justin Rose. DJ was selected, but I didn't save the lineup. Bryson, Cantlay, Thomas, Lowry, English, Cam Davis. Okay, not bad. Bryson, Cantlay, Thomas, Shane Lowry, Harris English, and Tom Hoagie. Cambo, Cantlay, Thomas, Lowry, English, Hoagie. Actually, I like that lineup a lot. Maybe we kick out JT. Go Morikawa, DeChambeau, Lowry, Spieth, McNeely, and Harris English. All right. I'll do one last one. Last one. A good one. DeChambeau, Morikawa, Lowry, Henley, Kim, or Siwoo Kim, and Harris English. There you go, man. None of those were duplicates. Oof. I am tired. We're gonna call it there, man. Thank you for everybody who subscribed. I don't even know who's still watching, but anybody that's new that's here, thank you all for subscribing. We had a pretty good giveaway that was that happened earlier. This is a good lineup too. DeChambeau, Oberg, Lowry, Henley, Fitzpatrick, and Harris English. Sweet. That's a really good lineup actually. Okay. I will be on tomorrow night, Wednesday night. For the YouTube members, got to be a white tier member and above. So hit the join button and pick the white tier or the black tier. I don't remember how many tiers I have, 3 or 4. Goes what? Red, white, is it then blue and then black? Maybe? They're just representing like the different tee boxes on a golf course. So anyways, white tier and above, go join. You'll see me tomorrow night. And I will be building lineups, thoughtful lineups for myself and the strategies that go behind them. So check them out there. Byron, thank you for joining. I'll have to catch, I bailed out of your chat when Keith was on, but that's because I went live at that time. So yeah, we're done. We're Gucci. If you got any questions, reach me right there. SweetSpotDFS at gmail.com. or on X, or tomorrow night. I'll see you guys later. Thank you for watching.